That boy Big T don't miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add niggas, say.
What's up with it? What's up with it? What's up with it? Salute to the squad, man. Salute to everybody in the building tonight, man. We had to start off with the GOAT Rilla, man. Long live 3. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Divine Black Rose in the chat. We got Chocolate in the chat. We got Robert Hill in the chat. Straight out at ATL. ZK, what's going on with it? OG Black Barbie in the building. Man, I appreciate y'all for hopping out and rocking with your boy. You know what I'm saying? And tonight, we just finna kick it. We got a couple of topics. But, you know what I'm saying? Overall, we're just gonna kick it, man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got to get that time in. I got to get my time in with the squad, man. You know what I'm saying? Working hours be crazy, so I had to get it in when I can get it in. You feel me? So we got out and we rotated a little bit today. Got a few things done. But now we back in the Honeycomb hideout. And ain't nothing better to do than to pop out with the squad. You feel me? So, yeah, man. I wanted to, I guess we'll start off with this little content from Ja Rule saying that he about to go nuclear on 50 Cent. Boy, these boys look like Grady and Bubba, you know, with the back and forth. They two old heads that just can't let it go. And, you know what I'm saying? I understand. You know, 50 Cent is a troll of epic proportion. And we all know that Ja Rule just lost Irv Gotti. And, yeah, these boys, they just can't let it go. Rap is over for Ja Rule. I would like to say the same for 50 Cent, but this is a beef that just won't die. Without further ado, we headed over to Seti Nash. Shout out to Nash, and let's get into it.
The Breakfast Club should be ashamed of themselves asking questions that perpetuates violence. This fool has been getting ready to go what he calls nuclear for 22 years. LOL. Your man in my runts right now. Come on. God.
So basically, your man in my runts right now is a reference to Irv Gotti being in a wood. That's crazy, man. Michelle Cowan, what's up with it, fam? Chocolate, I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you, fam. K-Dog in the building. OG Black Barbie, what's that word? Let's get it.
Well, it's only right that we see what he said, right? Because 50 didn't just make that up.
Man, you need anything to keep your name relevant. Once again, salute the Chocolate for the super sticker. Yeah. And like she said, we got to get hither to the goal tonight. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Y'all would hit that like button, man. Listen. I'm sorry. You know that had them boys heated. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. 50, you know, he said he spoke to Preem the other day. Well, Preem put a hit on 50. So that's why 50 is so irate with these guys and put all his energy into killing this young man, which is now an old man's career. So let's see what Preem had to say.
No, you won't. Did we not forget how 50 punked y'all at the BET Awards in 2007? Because y'all ain't do nothing.
When somebody really wants something to happen to you, it's going to happen to you whether you want it to or not. And
not to mention, Ja Rule 50 years old, fam. Oh, hell no. Let's go.
I just saw 50 Cent walk off the stage at the BET Awards with no bodyguards right in front of all them dudes that were talking about they was going to slap him when they saw him. And I ain't seen nothing happen to him.
What's up, Phil? What the f***? Yeah. up, man? I'm trying to figure out where everybody at. What's up? Yeah. What's up? What's the deal? Yeah. 50. It's 50. It's 50.
It's like that.
Real quiet and cool because you ain't got nothing to bring to the table that nobody wants. I mean, let's just be honest about it, man. And real talk, if the nigga had been doing all of that and walked in front of me, did y'all see it? The bro walked in front of these dudes, walked back up on stage and started laughing at them. That's crazy work. I'm just saying. Just be honest with y'all. When a nigga ain't got no type of motion in the industry, yeah, it's easy to be cool with them niggas, man. And Casey, yeah, I mean, I didn't like Ja Rule. Ja Rule was okay. He was okay for what he was, you know what I'm saying? But all that singing, man, that shit got on my nerve. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying? And 50 started doing a bunch of singing later on, but the way he came out the gate, oh, that shit was epic.
Hey, yo, you. Can you subscribe and turn on that bell too? Because when you do, you're helping unbiased, independent news.
No, Jeffrey Atkins. No, we're not finna do that. We're not gonna rewrite history. So let me let y'all in on a secret. The guy who shot 50 Cent 9 times, Ja Rule's record label hired him to be a driver. The person who put the guy up to do it is cool with Irv and with Ja and put money in his pocket as they big homie.
They all locked in, fam. Come on now.
You think I'm about to be cool with somebody who tried to take my life and then put up the person to take my life away? Man. You think that we gonna be cool? Like, ever? Must have thanked me a fool. Yeah, no. Hell nah. When it boils down to it, man, and we just gonna be fair, square, obvious, and honest, Ja Rule does a lot of playing. A lot of playing. A lot of BSing. A lot of rewriting the history. And at the end of the day, Ja Rule, you lost. You straight up, you lost. You just flat out lost, bro. You came with your diss tracks. Your disses versus Eminem were good. The ones against 50 kind of missed. And then at the same time, y'all try to blackball him. Y'all put out some fake.
So yeah, Nash is a 50 Cent fanboy. He love 50 Cent, and so any take that he gonna give, it's gonna be slanted slightly. It's gonna be slanted slightly, but yeah, the whole situation with Ja Rule, all that singing, bruh, all them Ashanti songs, bruh, is just like it killed the vibe for me, man. You know, this is Murder Inc. This is they had their version of Cash Money as well around the same time as the Cash Money that we all know and love popped out. So they had to change it up. They changed it to Murder Inc. And how can you be Murder Inc. when every time I turn on the radio, your kiss, your smile, whatever you do. I don't, man, come on, bro. And they played that shit 30 to 40 times a day on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Just oversaturated the market with all of them little songs that they was doing back then. You know what I'm saying? Dude that came out and basically was a Dollar Tree Tupac, you know what I'm saying, got caught up in the R&B. And then 50 got his motion and squashed everything that they had going on. So yeah, him talking about going nuclear, I don't even think he got the capability to go nuclear, if you really want to be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but his people, his people was gangsters. And you know what I'm saying? Ja Rule, I can't vouch for Ja Rule. Supreme McGriff, yeah, he stamped. He stamped. Irv Gotti, he's just a dude with an eye for ear for music. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. You know, he put it together. He put the whole plate. He brought Ja Rule to the table. He brought X to the table. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like he a genius. But gangster, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Black Barber said, I listened to both sides of their stories and found out that Ja and his people, they absolutely were the aggressors. They absolutely were the aggressors. And because they were the aggressors, it gave Ja Rule a head start. So all of that mini men and get rich or die trying, that whole narrative was based on these guys. Yeah. Ja Rule music was for the women after he changed it up though, Casey. You don't remember holla holla. You remember that? It's murder. Yeah. Ja was finna do a whole album with Jay-Z and DMX. They had a whole group that's finna do Murder Inc. Yeah. Murder Inc. was the group. And they changed when Ja and DMX and Jay-Z had their differences, they changed the label to Murder Inc. Yeah. Yeah, that's the history. Yeah. Yeah. What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, gangsta? Yeah. Yeah. But these boy came out on some rough, rugged type action. Then Irv Gotti, being tender for Ashanti, wanted to feature her on every damn song. Well, you got to put that, you got to factor that in too, because Irv Gotti was absolutely tender for Ashanti. You know, even when she linked up with Nelly, he was tender for Ashanti her whole career, and it came out later in toward the end of Irv Gotti's life. Yeah, only to see Ashanti go back and marry the guy that he was trying to pry her away from. I actually met Nelly and Ashanti back in September 2005 in Birmingham. Yeah, weird set of circumstances. I tell y'all about it. My brother-in-law at the time played for a softball team. And it's crazy. I know this gonna sound far-fetched as hell. My brother-in-law played for a softball team, and he was good as hell. My brother-in-law used to play for the Expos. Got injured, and he's still athletic or whatever. Nelly had a softball team called Dirty ENT, and he signed my brother-in-law, and that's how I got a chance to meet Nelly and Ashanti, and Murphy Lee, and Ali, all the Lunatics at the Renaissance Ross Bridge over in Hoover. Yeah, cool people. Yeah. Dan ran off with Nelly. Yes, but that was her first love. I don't know if he was her first love, but they had been together for forever, for real. Casey said, "Yeah, I remember. It's a good thing he changed it up because that R&B rap was way better. It was until they started spinning that shit every 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Every 30 minutes, man, always there when you call, but you always on time. You know what I'm saying? That shit and then the other shit, and yeah, it was too much. It was too much, man. And then you had 50 come with the, you know what I'm saying, the many men and in the club, and that whole album was just a banger. It was a whole it's a classic. this is what we look at now as a classic. Where would I be without you? Yeah, man. Yeah. Turn the man whole image around. Turn the man whole image around, fam. So yeah, I just want to touch on this whole Ja Rule 50 Cent beef. It's like arthritis. It flare up every now and again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Ja Rule talking about going nuclear. That's not a real thing. I don't think Ja Rule got it in him to go nuclear. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti out the way. And yeah, just be cool. Find you a lane. You know what I'm saying? And he really can't find a lane because of the simple fact that every time that he hop on a podcast or do an interview, they gonna ask about Curtis. Never fails. Never fails. And he was married too while messing with Ashanti. I think she was under. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't even factor all of that into the whole equation. Yeah, I didn't even factor that in. But it makes sense. It makes sense. Shout out to Nelly and Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? They've been together for what it looks like ever. They've been together for damn near 20 years. Well, yeah, 20 years for real. They just finally made it official, fam. Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh man. And just to let you know, we got 37 people in the building. Y'all hit that like button. We got more content to come. We're gonna kick it, but we got more content to come, and I want y'all to let me know if there's anything y'all want me to cover. We will cover it right here and right now. Tyranny, what's going on with you? Salute to you. Good to have you in the chat, man. But right now, we're finna cover a topic that, you know, I hate these situations because every 10 years it seems like we have a situation like this that makes the country hyper racist. You know what I mean? Nikolai, what's the word? E baby, what's the word? Salute to y'all, man. Coming in the chat, man. Y'all hit the like button, man, and show your boy some love, please. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, we finna tap on this subject, and I've been trying to hold off on it, but it got to be said. Carmelo Anthony, man, Frisco, Texas. Y'all know the situation. Carmelo Anthony was at a track meet. Oh man, salute to Black Barbie for the super sticker. Much love, fam. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we got a night live, man, on the weekends. You know, I'm gonna rock out with y'all, man. Gotta do what I can do, man. For real. I appreciate that, Black Barbie. Yes, man. Yes, man. Indeed. Lethea, what's going on? Salute to you. Okay, we getting a night live. Yes, indeed. Salute to Black Barbie for the love, man. I appreciate it. Y'all just don't know. It goes a long way. It does. So listen. Without talking about it, let's just go ahead and get into it. But like I said, I really, really hate going through, this type of stuff because then you get everybody point of view. Everybody makes situations so convoluted and just, you see the worst in everybody. You see the worst in everybody, both sides. But anyway, here we go. We popping out. We're gonna start with Bruce Rivers. And shout out to Bruce Rivers. He's the criminal lawyer. Let's go.
Don't think about the elephant I'm talking about. What do you immediately see? You see big ears in a trunk, right? Well, don't think about Russell Brand having sex inappropriately with other people.
All right, that ain't the one I'm looking for. Let's get up off of that real quick. All right, gang. Give me a second. Let me get to this. And we're gonna tap right back in. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. All right, Russell Brand. Don't know nothing about Russell Brand. Okay, here we go.
Everybody is doing this knee-jerk bullshit where, oh, you, no, you, no, you. And, you know, they do it on the road all the time.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And that's what I'm talking about, the knee-jerk. Everybody, you know, popping out, giving their opinion based on who they are as a person, and may not necessarily be including all the facts.
Originally created by our content genius, our former content genius, Anthony, is a case where somebody stabbed somebody at a sporting event, and it's gone just kind of crazy. And we'll get into that here in a minute. But before we get to that, this is brought to you by AskALawyer.com. AskALawyer.com is an effective way if you have your grandma in your basement and she's complaining about you and she thinks she needs a lawyer. Well, guess what? You just have her, give her this number, or go to AskALawyer.com, because I'm sure she's got her laptop in your dungeon of a basement. During a track and field event, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf died after another student stabbed him during an altercation in the bleachers.
This gonna be hard to beat, gang, because Austin Metcalf is a twin, and right beside him, as he perished, was his twin. That can corroborate the whole story. Now, what got into Carmelo Anthony to make him, you know what I'm saying, do what he did? Who knows? But I know for a fact that I had an incident similar to this, and I gotta share it with you. All right, 15-year-old hitter. 15-year-old hitter. I go to the movies. Me and my partners, we go to the movies. And I had a firearm. Why did I take the firearm to the movies? Because I was 15 years old. 357. Yep. 357 inside my bomber jacket. Went to the movies. Had a date with a young lady, and my partners was there, and they had dates too. And I never forget. The movie was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Why the hell we went with females? That's probably why we went to see that movie. But there was a guy behind me, and he was with his partners, and they were just popping shit. They were just popping shit, and then they started popping shit at me. So I started popping it back. After a while, I told old girl, when the movie was about to climax, I said, listen, you sit right here. I'll be back. I never returned. In the movie theaters, you know, you walk in, and there's a decline. You walk down to your seat or whatever. I walk back up the aisle. There's 2 exits to the movie theater. Both movie theaters are dark. I walk to the exit, one of the exits. There's lights shining down to the floor to show you that that's the exit. I stood under that light. And when the movie was over and everybody started walking out, I waited on bro. I didn't know who he was. Didn't know what he looked like. All I knew, he had a LA Dodgers baseball jersey, white baseball jersey. So I stood there and I waited on him. And when he pulled up, I was going to upstrap. I was going to say something. I was going to upstrap. When he finally made it to the door, I started to get aggressive. But when I recognized his face, it was one of my homeboys. See, these are the things that go on inside the head of a child with adult faculties. When you feel like you're grown, but you're really not grown. Now, it could have went the other way completely. He could have pulled up and it was somebody that I didn't know. I could have got aggressive with him. He could have got aggressive with me, and I would probably be just getting out of prison right now. Like, real talk. This is a true story. My right hand to God. It was my homeboy, Robert Tubbs from Smithfield. We laughed about it, and I told him, boy, I was finna, you know what I'm saying? And you went finna do, and then I unzipped my jacket and showed him that chrome 357. He was like, nigga, you tripping. I said, yeah, I was tripping. But I had a beautiful date. And they were making me look bad. And I'm finna make them pay for it. Tell you how life turned out. Me and him, we sat there. I waited for her ride to pull up. Her older sister pulled up and got me a little hug and a kiss or whatever. And I sat there and I kicked it with Robert. And said I was going to get up with him. A week and a half later, Robert hops in a car with another cat, joyriding, put the police on a high speed, jump a curb, hit a telegram pole, and passes away. Yeah, true story. Rest in peace to my dog, Robert Tubbs, man. But yeah, young kids, when they are, you know what I'm saying, that age, they don't think right. That's why you have to stay on them. That's why I be on my son so hard, because in his mind, he feel like what he doing is the right thing. They like the way they dress. They like to wear their dress in front of their face, look intimidating. Let me tell you, my son like to wear his dreads. He like to walk around with a hoodie on with his dreads covering his eyes. And I said, son, you just don't know. To a person that don't have melanin on them, and to an older person with melanin, you are the biggest threat in the world. And if you really knew how you look, you would not do that. But that's what they feel is cool. And I tell them, you're going to look back on your 14, 15-year-old self, and you going to say, what the hell was I thinking? And as I look back on the story that I just told y'all, what the hell was I thinking? And I know this boy right here wish he had a second chance as well. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I got stabbed in the neck with a pencil in the 8th grade. Clown someone trying to cap. And they snapped. Yeah, you never know. You never know, fam. You know, a lot of kids come from circumstances where, you know, just a little bit gonna push them over the edge. Glad that you know what I'm saying, you came out on the positive end of that. Yeah, Trayvon Martin, same thing. Black boys don't know. Them hood, man, listen, you already a threat. You getting up to some size, and you know what I'm saying? You look opposing to certain people. And with that hood on, you just throw it that just puts it over the top. But with all that being said, we're finna get into this, man. I just wanted to share that story with y'all. Hope I didn't bore y'all or put none of y'all to sleep. But we finna rock out. Y'all hit the like button, fam.
Young people are so fucking stupid. They don't realize how precious life is. You know, I've talked to you before about permanency, about, you know, teens being able to see the consequences of their actions. This is just acting out without regard. So the suspect is a guy by the name of Carmelo Anthony, and he's been charged with first-degree murder. Let's just kind of look at a video clip from the news.
The teenager accused of stabbing another student athlete at a track meet told officers as he was being taken into custody that he did it in self-defense.
Austin Metcalf was killed this week at that Frisco track meet. New documents detail what happened before and after 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony allegedly pulled a knife from his backpack and stabbed him. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining.
So what do we got here? We got a black kid killing a white kid, you know, and so there's a racial component in Frisco, Texas. When you have self-defense, we'll get into the elements of self-defense in a second. That is a good defense. Self-defense is a defense.
Joining us now live with the latest. Alex.
Hey guys, and in that 7-page arrest warrant affidavit, several witnesses, including Metcalf's twin brother, describe how that deadly encounter went down. The suspect then reportedly admitted to a Frisco police officer who detained him that he had stabbed Metcalf.
One of the things I like about cases like this.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Divine Black Rose. It happens. It happens a lot more than, people would think. Rest in peace to him.
There's really no dispute as to what happened, right? There's no dispute that I had a knife and I stabbed this guy, okay? There is a dispute as to exactly how it happened and what does it mean legally. Self-defense, number one, you can't start the fight. You can't start a fight and then avail yourself of self-defense. So if I punch you in the face, I lose my right to claim self-defense. Number two, the force that you use has to be proportional. You can't use a firearm when somebody is hitting you with a feather. I mean, obviously that's an extreme example, but you get what I mean.
And in this case, bro, as y'all probably already know, bro was sitting somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. Well, I'm not going to say he was supposed to be, but if you've been to these football fields or these track fields, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes in the stands, they have awnings. They set their own awnings up, and this was an awning with the team's logo and everything on it, specifically for the team, which was, I forget the name of the team, but Carmelo Anthony was a part of Centennial High School. That's out of East Garland. That's Crisco High School. Yeah, and so they told him he wasn't gonna be. He didn't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? And Lord knows what happened next. He said, I'm guessing that Carmelo was threatened by the kid Austin Metcalf, and Carmelo said, "Put your hands on me and see what's gonna happen." Austin did that, and now we're here. Salute to Cybers TV in the building. Salute, big homie. If you want a link, you want to sit up here with me, you let me know something. We'll chop it up together.
And then you also, if you're able, and the defense has to put forth some showing of it. So it's initially the defense's burden to put up some evidence of self-defense. But once the judge grants that self-defense instruction, guess whose burden it is to prove that it wasn't? It is the state's job to prove, and their burden to prove that it wasn't self-defense.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is because they have personal items there.
Anthony opened his
James, what's the word, man? Salute to you tuning in from that good Northern California. So as y'all see, they got the awnings. They got the awnings on the bleachers. When my boy played park ball, we used to do the same thing. We'll set these awnings up because it'd be hot as hell, and you sitting on aluminum bleachers. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, they said it had been raining, and I guess Carmelo chose to seek a little shelter underneath one of those awnings, and it went wrong.
His bag and reached inside and said to Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly...
That's taunting. It's not starting the fight necessarily, but that's taunting.
Grabbed Anthony and told him to move.
He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was just a tragedy what happened.
That's when Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest once before running away. When Anthony was taken into custody by a...
Why wouldn't you just fucking move? Honestly. Why would you... It seems to me at first blush, now I don't know this, I don't know, I haven't read all the police reports, I haven't read all the, I don't have any of the discovery, but it seems to me if it happened anywhere close to that, that they're not going to get a self-defense instruction.
Frisco police officer Anthony reportedly confessed to the crime, saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to, adding that I was protecting myself, and then asked the police officer, is he going to be okay?
So what we have is we don't have really an intention to commit a crime, and we have Metcalf closing the gap. And
my thing is, why would you hang that damn knife off in that boy's chest? That's if you're gonna use one and you asking if you're gonna be okay, you might want to go for the arm, or anywhere other than the chest, But that's being young.
I always say whoever closes the gap is the one that loses the fight, because even though he's not, Metcalf isn't a security guard. Metcalf has got no business putting his hands on another student. What are you gonna? Because you're a fucking football player, you're gonna. I got bullied by football players when I was in high school. I was 5'7", 130 pounds, and these guys are all much bigger than me, and not a lot of love for bullies. And so you're gonna be a tough guy, and you're gonna grab this guy, and I'm gonna throw you out of here. And at the same time, Anthony knows what's gonna happen, and he's bracing himself for it. He's standing his ground.
Yep, and if y'all remember the clip that I showed of the grandmother, basically, greeting her grandson in the interrogation room. Y'all remember that clip?
Yeah.
In that case, the young boy that was in the interrogation room, he was at a park where he shouldn't have been. Basically in the op hood, he was playing basketball, got into it with one of the guys from the area, spit on the dude, and when the dude started coming for him, he upped the blick and knocked him down. So certain things can be provoked, even though it's self-defense. It's almost like when you say, "Put your hands on me and see what happens." It's almost like a provoking, but that's it's crazy. Miss Nelly, what's going on, fam? All right, let's keep going with it, y'all.
Does he have the right to stand his ground? I don't know if it's a stand your ground state or not. I would suspect Texas is. But, these are dumb disputes. Because over what? Him sitting in the fucking tent? He shouldn't have stabbed him. No question about it. But shouldn't have put his hands on him either. Go get a fucking teacher. Go get a security guard. We live in a society where everybody is doing this knee-jerk bullshit where, oh, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you. And, they do it on the road all the time. You see these road rage incidents that happen. This is just like that.
When this guy was just sitting in the wrong spot and they asked him to move, and he winds up stabbing my son in the heart and killing him.
I don't know if I could have said that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just the graphic nature of what he's saying is enough to break any man down. Salute to everybody coming in the chat, man. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Don't forget me. Don't let me down, dog. Hit the like button. And if you feel it in your heart, you're able to support the channel, fam. Like I said, no amount is too small. Support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Much love. Steve Cypress, what y'all got on this, man, before we go forward?
Go ahead, Steve.
So I actually looked into this case because I was hearing about it, and before I wanted to speak on it, I wanted to get the facts. I saw a white conservative who did a video because he got the facts too, and people were mad at him. So this is what happened here. Witnesses who were there all said the same thing. When you are in track and field, it's not out of the ordinary for people from different schools to come under your awning. So this was their story. It was pouring down rain. Karmelo is not from that area, so he had the knife for protection because he's not from that area, right? He was on his phone. It was raining. He went under the awning. He was on his phone. He wasn't bothering nobody. Multiple witnesses all said the same thing. Carmelo's 5'7", 5'8", 140 pounds. these two white boys, 6'2", play football. They had made some racial comments earlier in the day on social media, talking about monkeys or something like that. I got to look at that. I haven't seen it, but I got to look at that. Carmelo was on the phone. One of the boys said, "Go back to your tent. You don't belong here." Carmelo didn't say anything. He ignored him. He was on his phone.
Man, free my name Carmelo, boy. I know what y'all trying to do, nigga. Free my
What? Oh yeah. So they said it again. Go back to your awning. You don't belong here. He wasn't bothering nobody. None of the students stepped in. They just took it as, oh, whatever. The boys tried to jump this dude. This is from witnesses. Austin put his hands on Carmelo, and Carmelo had got into his bag. He said, "Put your hands on me again," meaning if you do it one more time, watch what happens. They tried it again. He pulls out a knife, stabs a dude, but they were trying to jump this little boy. Once again, football players, two twin brothers. Somebody should have stepped in and gotten the situation clear before it got to that point. Carmelo admitted, yes, I stabbed him. He stabbed him in the chest, took off running. He was not a threat to them. He was being bullied. Should he have stabbed him? In the heat of the moment, you don't know what you would do. I wouldn't have done it, but then again, I don't know. But Texas does have a stand your ground law, and all the witnesses there said the exact same story. He wasn't bothering nobody. He had the knife for self-defense because he's not from that area. They put their hands on him. They're not charging him with capital M, or they're not trying to get the death penalty because they know they're not going to get it. For one, because he's 17. But for two, they're not going to get it because all these witnesses all said the same thing to the cops. All of them. He wasn't bothering nobody. So do I think he's going to beat it? 45% chance he beats this. Because it was literally self-defense. I looked, and like I said, a white conservative put out a video, and he was like, I don't blame him. And they were mad at this dude for taking the side. But Carmelo it was self-defense. It literally was. I saw the video this morning of the dude, and it was like, all of them ain't lying, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of people coming out. A lot of white people coming out saying that, that was the case. I just had to get all the facts about me, and hopefully they can track down whatever social media that was uploaded that day. Basically with the racial slurs and whatever threats that they had going on. But that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Well, let me get back to this, and we'll come back and we'll react some more to it. That boy was said to be a bully. Okay, well we get somewhere. Let's go, Chocolate. All right, y'all, let's go.
It's unfortunate, but he's gonna have to answer to those consequences. And I hope justice is served.
Yeah, is that and I know Hunter probably everything happened so quickly. I mean, is that what he kind of told you what happened? Did you know Austin to have any enemies? Did Austin know this person?
No, they have no contact with this person ever before. I can tell you what happened. I know firsthand. I wasn't there, but I talked to my son.
Yeah, what is
everything, I know exactly how it all transpired. It was a multi-Frisco High School track meet. Yep. Many high schools were there. It started to rain, and they have their own little tent for memorial, and they were sitting there. And
Anthony's trying to get out of the rain. That's why he was sitting under the tent. And
someone was behind him mouthing off, and he turned around and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." He said, "Well, you don't belong here. You don't go to memorial." He had a Centennial tracksuit on. And he said, "You need to leave. This ain't your spot." And some words were discussed. I'm not going to say on camera but he asked him to leave and basically said,
Why not say it on camera? We talking about everything else. Why not say it on camera? That's yeah. The devil is in the details.
And then he wound up stabbing him in the heart and killing him. All over someone sitting in the wrong spot at a track meet. Now, I don't blame his parents. I don't blame him. But they all will suffer too. Well, it started with a call from his football coach who was not at the track meet and said,
Imagine. I mean, I'm shocked that this father is as composed as he is and being as generous with his version of the facts as he is.
I think Austin has been stabbed. And I said, where at? And he said, Kukendall Stadium. And I said, I'm on my way. So I drove up there,
So
went through a load of police officers, and was able to see my son on the gurney with a huge hole and blood all over him, and they were pumping him. He wasn't breathing, and his eyes were rolled back in his head. So I had to find his...
Not something any parent wants to see.
I get it. I get it. By Capricorn, I appreciate your family. Yeah. Salute to By Capricorn for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate that love, fam. And she also said if he was not there, he does not know firsthand what happened. Pay attention to the words and the body language. Not saying he's lying, but he definitely leaving out details. Big facts. I can see that. And you know, I don't like the way you can say everybody got to pay for this, you know, when you don't know the full details. What you say, Steve?
I was just saying he was lying. I mean, I understand he wants to look a certain way, but he knows he's lying. He knows his and like I said, like the lawyer said, it was raining, but like he wasn't bothering anybody. The boy wasn't like he gonna have a lot of character witnesses in that trial for him. I can tell you that much. It don't matter what color. And his sons were bullies. They were bullying that boy. He knows it. He just don't want to admit it on camera.
Of course, you don't want to be no camera. Your son's bullies, they paid the price. Even if it mean they lying, they will come with it. Suck it up.
Right. And you know, Bruce Rivers, he kind of touched on it earlier. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of stereotypical bullet football player action. You know? So
Yeah, you pay the price for it, man. Even if it mean your life and what it is.
yeah. I feel like that was a threat from the father about everyone paying. Yeah. And unfortunately, when you got circumstances like this, it brings out the worst in everybody from both races. Just to being honest, you know, you got the far right Anglo Saxons and the far left blacks and whites. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he is possibly that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That is a learned behavior.
Death of a child is the worst thing you could possibly go through.
brother. They're twins. And so I found Hunter and tried to get him under control as best we could. And then I loaded him up in my car and we drove to the hospital as quickly as possible. And we waited. And when the doctors came in and said that he didn't make it, it was tough. My son took it extremely hard.
And imagine losing your twin. You know, it's your twin brother. I mean, who's closer to you than your twin brother?
And Divine Black Rose said, "Why would they have football players that attract me?" Well, I can say this from personal experience. I played football and I was on the track team.
Yeah, they ran track.
Yeah. So, you know, I didn't run no track. I was chucking the shot put. I used to throw the shot put. So, yeah. So that's probably why they were out there.
It's your fucking flesh and blood.
Okay,
You know, and
What'd you say, Sight?
I said, okay, man.
Oh yeah. I did what I could do until, you know what I'm saying, other things took, you know what I'm saying, its course.
and this young kid,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to try him as an adult. Was he 17 years old? And, you know, they're going to try him as an adult, and he could get life in prison without parole.
I'm still in shock, to be honest. I mean, I'm just, I'm numb. So it really hasn't hit me. I pray that, you know, maybe there's changes made as far as security or things like that, and maybe we can learn from this and try to turn a tragedy into something positive.
What a remarkable poise from this father, honestly.
To make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else's child. I've already forgiven the person who stabbed him. God's going to take care of everything. God's taking care of my son. I kissed him. When I kissed him goodbye for the last time, I told him it's not goodbye, it's see you later. So.
Awful. Awful. I know the last time I saw Michael, I grabbed his leg and I held it for about a minute. And that was the last time I touched him. When he kissed his son's forehead, kissed him goodbye, you know, I bet you that last kiss of his, he'll remember that till the day he dies. And that gave him a little bit of peace. I guarantee it did.
I just have to trust in God and my faith to pull us through. I don't understand his plan. We're all subject to trial and tribulations. But I do hope for justice. I do hope for justice. Because this is unacceptable.
And the fact that, you know, someone was immediately taken into custody, they know who did this, they are charging him with murder. I mean, how does that make you feel that police immediately got this person?
First of all, I feel sorry for that individual because he's now made a mistake that's going to cost him the rest of his life. The hard part that cost me is I lost my son, and his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
At a track meet. At a track meet. You come armed to a track meet? Is that where we are? I mean, we see shootings that happen all the time, so I suppose, why wouldn't you bring a knife? In the arrest report, there was a chain link fence that separated me from the suspect. I gave the suspect instructions to keep his hands up in the air. During this time, the suspect said virtually out loud, "I was protecting myself." It should be noted that I had not questioned him about the incident when he made that comment, you know, obviously, because it's something, I didn't question him because he hadn't been Mirandized yet. I asked him if he had any weapons, and he said no. I pat him down for weapons while we were walking along the fence, and I did not locate any on his person, so he got rid of the knife.
Viewers, please hit the like button. Do me that favor. Hit the like button as we go through this video and react. I appreciate you guys. Everybody in the bushes, everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for rocking with us tonight. Please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it, fam.
I instructed the male to continue walking along the fence, which he complied towards an area where there was an opening on the fence. I mean, you got a kid who said, okay, I did this, but I was trying to protect myself. While walking him off the track, the suspect also said he put his hands on me. I then detained the suspect in the handcuffs and handcuffed him behind his back and then had him sit down on the ground. Officers had arrived on the scene at this time. I conducted another pat down of his person and then searched his person after he gave me consent. No weapons were located. Well, the suspect sat on the ground. I advised that I had the alleged suspect. The suspect then responds, "I am not alleged. I did it." So he's taking responsibility right away for doing this, but he's saying I did it because he put his hands on me and I was afraid for my life. Incident while he was escorted to the vehicle. I searched his person once again and I had him sit in the back seat. While the suspect was in the back seat, I noticed fresh blood on his left middle finger. I verbally acknowledged that I saw the blood out loud so that it would be captured on my body-worn camera. It should be noted that the suspect asked me, is he going to be okay while in the back seat? That's important because that negates an intent to kill. So you have an intentional and unintentional murder. So if somebody puts their hands on me and I don't really have the right to self-defense, but I didn't mean to kill them, then you have, you know, maybe an unintentional murder, which is like half of what the guidelines are for intentional murder. Austin and the suspect, who was later identified as Carmelo Anthony, was from Centennial High School and was sitting under the Memorial High School tent. Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under there, and it's raining. So the kid wants to get out of the rain, out of the team's tent, and Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. I don't like that fact for Anthony.
Why would he? Why would he go to that extreme? Why was the response something more like, "Oh, I'm trying to stay dry"? You know what I mean?
Because they obviously had made a threat towards him.
And Hitter, these guys were much bigger. Though they were much bigger than this dude, much bigger, bro.
Right, and
So
I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Something has been skipped in this whole situation. Something definitely was skipped.
no,
You
they
know,
touched him first. The lawyer's not saying that. They actually assaulted this young man. They put their hands on him. It wasn't touch me. It was touch me again. I saw the other video. That's what he's leaving out. They touched him first.
Mm.
So that's what it is. I didn't want to speak on this without the facts, but that's what happened.
Well, now one of them niggas arrested in peace. Good for him. Get their monkey ass out of here.
I get it by Capricorn. I'm just posing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not pushing the narrative one way or the other. I'm just posing questions. You feel me? Yeah, I'm just saying it was definitely something that was left out. Yeah. And he said it's the missing part where a tussle or anything occurred for him to get that close. That's what I'm hitting at right there. Something. Go ahead.
Salute to Carmelo. Free Carmelo the fair way for doing it the gangster way. He said, I ain't a ledge. I killed that nigga.
No, this is not gangster shit.
All the white people trying to help. All the white people trying to help that white boy.
Yeah, it over with.
I mean, you got white folks on Carmelo's side as well. Ain't no way in the hell he got all of that GoFundMe money without some white people.
Absolutely.
Oh, he got some GoFundMe money from the good old white. Shout out to the good old white.
He got 300,000, bro.
Yes, he finna. If they don't block this, from what I'm hearing, they trying to block the GoFundMe money.
No, they blocked it, but then they opened it back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, Cyber just trying to be funny. That's all. He compare for anything. Yeah, he just trying to be funny.
Yeah, Free Carmelo the fast way, man.
I feel for both sides as well, my cap, but it's just looking like, hey man, please, I got on here.
Mute them,
but it's looking like that. It's gonna be some people that come out of the bushes. Fam, y'all remember the movie A Time to Kill? Free Carl and Fry Carly.
Yeah.
Bro, that's what this case finna be, fam.
In Texas, especially in Texas, bruh.
And in Frisco, Texas, man.
Yeah.
These are the Dallas people that go that made enough money to get all the way out of Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they get good.
Hey. Remember the white boy who shot the protesters, got millions. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, he been coming up to Memphis. They have to sneak him out the back door.
Fuck that white boy too.
What in the world?
That's my homeboy, man.
Yeah, go on mute, Cypress.
We back at it. Let's go.
No one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag, and Austin proceeded to touch Anthony, and then Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. Austin began grabbing his chest and telling everyone to get help, and he advised that he did, and he just died there at the scene. You have a duty to retreat in some. If you have a stand your ground state, you don't have a duty to retreat. If you're not a stand your ground state, then you have a duty to retreat where it's reasonable to do so. The fact that he was able to run away, what does that tell you? Because if you have the ability to run away and you don't do it, you don't get self-defense. So Carmelo Anthony is being held on $1 million bond. The attorney said they plan to work with the Collin County District Attorney's Office to seek a reduced bond and a better determination of the filed charge. This will certainly be a long road ahead, and during this challenging time, we ask for prayers for both families, and we ask for your patience and respect for the legal process as we see the truth, the attorney said. You know, here's the thing. The one thing I do like is this kid didn't run away. I mean, he ran away from the initial scene, but he didn't try to hide. He got rid of the weapon, so he didn't have a weapon on him anymore, apparently. And he admitted to what he did. And it seems to me he just overreacted to what was really an assault. I mean, there's no question that an assault was being... I mean, you don't have the right to put your hands on somebody to get him away from your tent. And why wouldn't you let him just sit under your tent? If it's raining and he's sitting there in the fucking rain... Wouldn't that be good sportsmanship? Now, I'm not blaming.
Nah, you're absolutely right. That would be good sportsmanship, but it looked like something had been circulating and something had been stirring. You know, just you know, even with just any sport, you know, high school, middle school, you finna get ready to compete, and people take to Facebook and they say stuff. You know, and it seems like the stuff that they were saying was a little bit sinister, like it got racial. And this is what they need to document to justify the fact that Carmelo had a weapon. You know, if they can document the fact that they were hurling obscenities and threats over the internet beforehand, then that it may be a good look for Carmelo. But let's keep going.
The kid that died at all. But these things just escalate, you know. Carmelo Anthony's father released a statement. Carmelo Anthony and his family lawyers released a statement on Monday, and it says, Carmelo and the entire Anthony family are sincerely saddened that a life was lost and offer their condolences to the family of Austin Metcalf. And they also called for people to refrain from rushing to judgment until the facts are out. The statement continued, the father of a Texas accused fatally stabbed football star from a rival school over a seat at the stadium says his son is a good kid who was provoked to violence. Everyone has already made their assumptions about my son, but he's not what they're making him out to be. This is Andrew Anthony's father, told in a post. The elder Anthony insisted that his son didn't instigate the tragic brawl over a seat at the stadium in Frisco, Texas, where the boys' school had met for a track meet. He was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it. That's fine. But if there's no duty to retreat in Texas, and I think Texas is a stand-your-ground state, then it becomes whether what he did was reasonable under the circumstances. And that's up for debate, right? Let's say it's two white kids. Let's say it's switched. Let's say the kid that died was black. I mean, there is a racial component to this. So you know that Twitter or X is a dumpster fire. This case in particular has created a lot of vitriolic and racial comments. On one side is demonstrating some genuine go back to whatever type of statements, and the other side is cheering Austin's death. Nobody should be doing either one. White folks out here asking why Carmelo Anthony had a knife and no problem with a 17-year-old like Kyle Rittenhouse having an AR-15 that he wasn't licensed.
Hey, listen, they don't have a problem with Kyle Rittenhouse having an AR-15 or hitchhiking a ride to another state. He did the most, fam. Kyle Rittenhouse did the most. Bro took an AR-15 across state lines and went to Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Posted up with the laws, acting like a law enforcement affiliate, and put that work in. Y'all hit the like button, fam. Hit the like button.
to carry. I love giving supremacists their own medicine. It makes me so happy to see them upset. Nobody should be happy about this. Nobody should be happy about this. I'm not going to really read these. I mean, is this self-defense? It's going to come down to whether it was reasonable or not. That's really what it comes down to. Keep your kids as close as you can, but once they become teenagers, guess what? They're out of our control. All you can do is just kind of hold them best you can, and I hope they make the right decisions, where they are. My heart goes out to the Carmelo Anthony's family. My heart goes out to the Metcalf family. They both lost children. They both lost innocence. Hold your kids close and check in with them and make sure they're making good decisions. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook.
So salute to Bruce Rivers. Salute to Bruce Rivers, man. I do want to show this as well. Let me see. Let me see here. Y'all bear with me 1 second as I pull up this content.
Hey, Hitter, let me say one more thing about this.
Go ahead, bro.
So this is what the two major components that's likely going to help Carmelo get not guilty verdict. One, Texas is a stand your ground state. One, two, he and the witnesses can prove assault. Now it's almost like the saying when every action requires an equal and opposite reaction. You can't help what somebody says or does. You can help how you respond. He responded. He wasn't a bully. This man, this guy's never, from what I know, he's never gotten in any trouble at all. Carmelo.
Right.
Them two white boys, they were said to be, by once again, students who knew them, bullies. You're bigger than him. You're faster than him. You're stronger than him. Could he have run? Yes. I pushed back on the lawyer saying, why didn't he run before? Well, I mean, at this point, like when you stab somebody, your mindset is not to just stand there. He also asked if they were okay. Could he have run? Yes. But maybe the rain had stopped at that point. We don't know. From what I know, it was raining before the altercation took place and during the altercation. We don't know how long the altercation was happening. Maybe the rain had stopped, or maybe he ran in the rain. I'm not making excuses. All I'm saying is stand your ground is stand your ground. It's not stand your ground for people without melanin in their skin. It's stand your ground. And
Right.
they literally assaulted this man. So all it takes is 12 jurors to listen to the facts and say, you know what? I don't agree with the fact that he did this, but under the law, because that's what they can stick with the letter of the law, he did nothing wrong. If somebody lost their life, I hate that. I'm not on the black or white side, but the facts are still the fact. If it was the other way around, if it was like a black kid getting killed, I'd say the same. I'd say the exact same thing because it's the law. Period. I'm about justice, and it ain't about emotions. I'm
Right.
about justice. You give me the facts, and I go off that. Forget how I feel.
No doubt about it. I got B pressure in the building. Hold on, B pressure. I got big pressure in the building. Salute to you, bro. Hold on a sec. J Rail. Salute, man. Welcome to the wrench mob, man. That's the least I can do. Show my appreciation for you always tapping in, always rocking with us, always showing love, and also fun in the stream. Salute, J Rail, the newest member of the wrench mob. Yeah, let's go. Big pressure. What's the word, man? What's going on? Y'all hit that like button.
What up, man?
Going on,
You know,
fam?
I'm gonna apply a little pressure right here, right?
Let's go.
All right. Just wanna be. It's all in learning and teaching and understanding. But I'm gonna apply a little pressure right here. All right. So, all right. Man, I got kids in school, and I honestly feel like that no kid should have a weapon at school by any means at all. They should not have any knives, any weapon. Now, can we all agree on that? Do we all agree on that? Do
They
we
weren't
all
in
agree
school
on
though. They
that?
were at track meet though, pressure. They weren't in school.
Okay. All right. Let me say this. In school, or a school function, I think weapons are off limit. Do we agree on that?
No, not in this case because he was in a different city that he
Not,
wasn't familiar
not.
with.
Let
Oh,
me let me
okay.
let me say something.
No, he was in Frisco. He was in Frisco. That's where they play ball at.
Well,
It was
he was in a different
Frisco.
school. He was in a different school. He wasn't
No,
familiar
no,
with
it
it.
was. No,
let
it
let
was not.
let me say this. Now listen, we have to remember that these are kids and built up in the heart of a child is foolishness. I don't care how big of a kid they are, they still kids. I got a story where when I was coming up in school, they was stealing bomber jackets, starter jackets. You know what I'm saying? My homie got robbed and beat up for his New York Giants starter jacket. Next day, guess what? I'm in school with a kitchen knife in my math book. Cause I'd be damned if somebody gonna take $130 jacket off my back. We gonna fight, and if it come to it, I'm finna put that blade on you. That's how kids think, fam. Kids don't they first mind ain't let's go and get authorities, let's get a teacher involved. They like, you know what I'm saying, they handle it the way they handle it. So we gotta take that into account too. You know what I'm saying?
And we do. We do. We definitely do. And kids gonna be kids.
Right.
Sometimes they make bad decisions. All right.
Fact.
Not knocking it, but as adults, we got to agree that kids shouldn't have weapons in school. Now, I don't understand how we disagree on that. At the end of the day, it is wrong to have a weapon in school. Do we all agree on that, or we
No,
all? I
In
mean,
school, correct.
I know. Some people live in certain areas, and certain people have to cross certain streets to get to school. I understand having the weapon as a kid and they thinking and the way they make decisions. But as adults, do we not all agree that weapons should not be in school?
no, that's fact.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
agree.
all
In
right,
school, but he
okay.
didn't go to that school. He went to Centennial. It was not the same school.
I understand. It actually happened. It actually happened at the old Memorial Stadium in Frisco. Is now called the I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but it's been renovated and it's a big thing in the city of Frisco.
Hmm.
That's where all the local schools sort of meet at and do a lot of the track meets, a lot of the big football games be played at this stadium. But it's still, if you go to that stadium website, it will lead you to the school district website. So it's a school district place and it's a school function.
Well, without being technical, it's school ground. We get that. Yeah,
Okay, I just want to make that clear too.
right,
We own school ground, so what applies in the classroom sort of applies in this setting. All right,
right.
all right. Now we established that. Now let's deal with okay. When you going to school and you got a weapon on you, typically certain kids will go for that weapon and make a decision that typically can cause more of a problem than anything. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
If they got that weapon on them and two guys roll up on them, that's your defense mechanism. That's natural defense mechanism as a child that don't really understand what come behind all of this. You
Fact.
understand?
And
Hmm.
and I pretty much early in the live stream, I gave an example of that from my personal life. But yeah, if you got a weapon, you don't even have to have a situation for real. If you got a weapon and anybody try any, if they come at you negative in any type of way, your mind gonna fashion a way for you to pull that weapon.
As a child, they typically do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
As a child, they typically now as a trained as a trained adult that know the laws and know their legal boundaries and know what self-defense and stand your ground really mean, you typically go your first thing is try to avoid a situation unless it's a direct threat. You see a gun and it's pointed at you, then you may draw your gun and shoot. That's the type of, but this ain't that, all right? But this is what I'm saying is, as a child, they typically don't make the right decision in a lot of when we talk about adult situation. All right,
Right.
they don't make the right decision. So him having that knife, if he didn't have that knife, do you understand how everything would be different? Yeah, he may have had to dart out and run. He may have even had to get lumped up. But my dad always told me pick one and beat the crap out of him, work him real good. You may not win him, beat them all, but pick your one. He could be the smallest or whatever you want to do, but pick one and work him over. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But in that situation where you don't have a weapon, but if you got a weapon and you a kid, typically you gonna go for that weapon because you outnumbered.
Now
That's
I'm a
bad decision making. All three boys are wrong. All three boys are wrong.
all right.
The first two boys never should have even stepped to him like that. They should have went and got their coach if they wanted to remove him from their tent. A lot of things went wrong. They ain't clean either.
Nah,
Their hands really not clean either. But
nah.
see, we not really peeping the play right here. We ain't peeping the play.
Black Barbie said we can all agree on weapons should not be in schools or school functions, but it is unrealistic in this day and time and due to the racial issues. Yeah, and that's the underlying thing. You know, if there's racial issues or racial posts that were posted directed at opposing schools participating in the track meet, then you know that's probably
It,
going
it,
to lead to something like what we got right here.
yeah, but it still don't warrant. Oh boy, like if you notice, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, we don't know for sure, but let's
Mhm.
just say these boys had any. They've been posting or putting little stuff out there. Why be in their tent? Out of all the schools there, why
Right.
go to their tent and
But that
sit
don't
there
mean he
with
saw it though, person. That don't mean he saw it.
I'm not saying he's seen it, but that's the reason why I say I don't think it was. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that because the way it may be some suppression of facts. It may be going on, but
Hmm.
let's just say it's still. If I got a weapon, see, look, 99% of the time in real life, like 99% of the time, I got some sort of weapon on me. If
Hmm.
not three, if not
Hmm.
three, you know what I'm saying? Or not two or three, depends on the situation I'm in.
Hmm.
But in all situations, 99% of the time, when I see or hear or I know how to get away from situations or try to de-escalate it because I know that the minute we go back and forth and arguing in real life,
Hmm.
it typically leads to aggression and egos and fights. And the minute we go into a fight situation, because I have a weapon on me, it could be used against me. So we're in a dangerous situation at that point. So I typically try to avoid all that type of confrontation, conflict, and I
Right.
try to get away from that if I got a weapon. So him being a child having a weapon, he didn't understand that he should have took off running with the knife in the hand. If they caught up with him, then he should have did. You know what I'm saying? Like
All right.
different ways to handle that.
J Rail, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Salute to you for the 499 super sticker. Appreciate you finding the chat, man.
I,
Real talk.
I have a better question. Why weren't there any adults in those tents? Why? Because he was invited to the tent. I just have a lot of questions surrounding it. I know here that we got to get to the next topic, but it's like so many things went wrong that could have gone right. But pressure. I just want to go back to the crux of it. They put these guys were football players, much bigger now. Now this young man Carmelo is not used to violence. He's not used to confrontation. Based on all the reports, he's a little dude, 5'7", 130, 140
He's
pounds.
the kid. He's the
Yeah,
kid.
but you're right. But they were both. They're all kids. It's just you
Right,
have
and
much
they all
larger
three
kids. You have
wrong. They
right, but
all
you have
three made wrong decisions
no.
that they
No,
gonna
I'm
have to
not just
learn a hard lesson behind.
right. Well, one of them learned a lesson. It's the ultimate lesson. I'm not caping for Carmelo. If 12 jurors find him guilty, then he's guilty. But it's gonna be based on all the evidence and all the character witnesses he's gonna have. Is because they all gave statements. It's going to be hard, even in Texas, for them to get a guilty. Because the lawyer sounded like he was biased. It's gonna be hard to get a guilty verdict, especially if that IG post was real. Especially that.
Right.
Well, the defense attorney need to work this charge down. That's what they need to do. They need to work the charge down because the charge is the biggest thing. See, the only reason why he ain't out of jail because they gonna work the bond down. You got to work the bond down, get it to a reasonable bond, and get the charges down to reasonable charges. But all three boys are wrong, and they got to live with it, and they got to deal with it.
Now, J. Rail want me to do a recap. So the recap is basically Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf is a white guy that goes to Memorial High School. They had a track meeting at Memorial Field. Carmelo Anthony, I'm assuming he's from Garland, Texas, because he goes to Centennial. He attended the track meet. It got to raining. He seek refuge underneath a tent from Memorial, the opposite school tent. They told him to get up and move, and it looks like they may have put hands on him. He said to them, "Put your hands on me again and see what happened." They commenced to putting hands on him. He ups a knife. He stabs one of the kids, Austin Metcalf. Ultimately unaliving Austin Metcalf, and now he's on trial for I'm thinking first-degree murder. And what we're gonna do right here, we just went through Bruce Rivers. I haven't watched this video, but this is a video that I want to go over with you guys just to show you how, this case is going to take an ugly turn for the worse when it comes to the people on the outside looking in. Let's go.
Commonly known racial crime statistics, that the entire thing becomes hyper politicized. And of course, we have a corrupt media, right? So the corrupt media does things like this. It does things like this. It racializes all of this in an extremely biased manner. So the top news story involves the case of Ralph Yarl. Ralph Yarl was a young black man who approached a home, knocked on the door. He thought he was there to pick up his brother, but he was at the wrong address. The door opens up. Ralph Yarl begins to open up the screen door, and the homeowner inside the house shoots him. Doesn't kill him, but shoots him, is charged, criminally charged. Was about to go to trial just a couple weeks ago, I think, but took a plea bargain just before the trial started, and then died like a week later. The shooter did. Very elderly man, not in good health. But when the media described that event, in which a white homeowner had shot Ralph Yarl, a black teenager, they were very explicit about all the racial components. A judge orders a white man to stand trial and face charges for shooting Ralph Yarl, a black teenager who rang his doorbell after coming to the wrong address. And of course, as the media does, white is in lowercase and black receives a capital B at the start. Don't really know why that is. Just another indication of bias, as far as I can tell. But in the case of this stabbing, where the stabber was black and the victim was white, there's no mention of race in the headline. Instead, this headline from the same news agency reads, a high school student was charged with murder after Frisco, Texas police said he fatally stabbed another student during a confrontation at a track meet Wednesday morning. Not a mention of race of either party. So for the media, apparently mentioning race, making something a racially energized case only matters when the person who used force was white and the victim of that force is black. And when the reverse is true, which is by far the more common scenario, then they don't want to talk about it. So when we see that kind of biased coverage, it doesn't help public perceptions of these events. It actually contributes to a more racially energized, racially perceived set of circumstances about the event. It's very unhelpful. If you're ever compelled to use force in defense of yourself or your family, the good news is that if you defended lawfully, you can. For our take on all this, the first thing I'll say, and I am, of course, attorney Andrew Branca for the law of self-defense, where our expertise is use of force law, self-defense, defense of others, defense of property, and so well suited to this particular topic. The first,
I hate these type of issues, bro. I really do. But, you know, every now and again we get them. And let's see what he got to say about self-defense.
thing I'll say is we don't really have good answers because we don't really have good facts yet in this case. The correct legal answer to a reasonable degree of legal certainty is a function of applying the law to the facts, the law of self-defense. Now, we know the law, and we'll step through that here with all of you, but we only have the vaguest sense of the facts so far. So, if you've come here for a predetermined legal conclusion on this lethal event, we don't have that for you because we don't have the facts. And until we have the facts, credible facts to apply, it's difficult to know what the right legal answer is here. What's not difficult to know, however, is the right legal question. And that's what we'll really be covering here today. Getting to the right legal question so we know how to apply the law to the facts appropriately. So for those of you who may not be familiar with this breaking news, what we're dealing with here is just this past Wednesday, a few days ago, April 2nd, Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest, pierced his heart, resulting in his death. And if you've never seen this kind of...
Damn, man, I hate that. Why would he even aim for that left side of his chest? Like, maybe, bro, moved and, you know, caused him to hit that side of the chest. But I hate that for him, man. It's just a whole different set of circumstances he's gonna have to deal with.
Of heart injury inflicted by a knife. I've certainly seen plenty of crime scene photos. It had to have been a horrific experience. I mean, it's like a fountain of blood. When it happens inside a dwelling, the walls and ceilings are literally painted with blood. So that's what would have been experienced here. Of course, this resulted in Metcalf's death. He died in the arms of his twin brother, who was also present at this event. Anthony is black, Carmelo Anthony. Austin Metcalf, the victim here, is white. Both of them were 17-year-old high school students from different high schools participating in a track meet in Frisco, Texas at the time. Carmelo Anthony fled the scene immediately after the stabbing, threw his knife into nearby bleachers, but he was shortly arrested by police and charged with murder. And upon his arrest, he reportedly conceded that, yeah, I stabbed that kid, that dude, that 17-year-old. But he asked the police officers if the killing might qualify as lawful self-defense, which technically speaking is a possibility here, as we'll see. So that's the question we'll be tracking today. Certainly the stabbing of Metcalf does constitute an intentional murder, unquestionably, unless it can be legally justified as a killing in self-defense under Texas law. So what does Texas law require in order for a use of deadly force like this to be legally justified? What does Carmelo Anthony have to prove in order for a jury to even consider the possibility of self-defense? Because he's not guaranteed the right to argue self-defense. And are there facts in this case, or could there develop facts in this case from which a jury might reasonably acquit Carmelo Anthony on the grounds of lawful self-defense? That's what we are covering here today. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, because this is an issue that needs to be dealt with when we're doing this kind of legal analysis of a use of force event of specificity like we have here. And that is that America has a serious, systemic, institutionalized, horrific problem with black crime in our nation. A very small percent of our population commits the vast majority of violent crime. And that small percentage is the roughly 5 or 6% of the population that is young black men. This has been true during my entire legal practice. It was true when Barack Obama and Eric Holder ran the Department of Justice and was collecting these kinds of statistics. If anything, it's gotten worse in recent years. And this is a this is a societal problem and something needs to be done. And it's been going on like this for a very, very long time. Here's a graph. I'm going to mute the music because it has annoying music in the background. And I'll just talk as the graph is running, but it starts about 1999. It continues to the present day, and it shows the murder rate by race. Asian at the bottom, white a little bit above that. Native, I guess, is Native American in the middle. And you'll see the black murder rate is tenfold higher, sometimes more in this graph. And that's sustained over a very, very long period of time. It ranges between 20%, 30%. Here, this figure, not 20%, 30%, but 20, 30 out of 100,000 committing murder within.
That's a damn shame, fam.
See, that's what I'm saying, Hilda. And then we got people that sort of like as bad as this is, man. I don't care if it was white versus white, all three boys still wrong. Black versus black, all three boys still wrong, man. It's
Yeah,
really not right. It really not about white and black, and it's about right and wrong. They all three wrong.
it's rarely about white and black. It's always about right and wrong. But in the climate that we have in this nation, it's always going to be about black and white when the two intermingle, as it is right now.
But see, you can't buy into the race bait. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of time we buy into the race bait of the black and white.
Look, I'm not buying into the race bait. I stayed away from this because of the race baiting. I'm just
Right.
telling you, that's what it's
Right.
going to be. And
Right. But see, don't stay away from it. Tell the truth. Tell what's right and what's wrong in
but
this situation.
that's what I'm doing right now. The
All
whole
right.
when you go on social media, you're gonna get both of these perspectives. And I even went to work yesterday and why would you even carry a knife to school? Who fights with somebody over a seat? I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk to you about this because you already have a preconceived notion. And
So what do you really feel then? How do
I
you
don't,
really feel about this?
I don't have all the facts. I know this. I have been in that position, and I could have been in the same position as Carmelo Anthony. So I kind of feel for his side, but I don't have all the facts. Once we get the facts, then you know what I'm saying, we can formulate a proper opinion. Go ahead, Steve.
Right. And pressure, like I said, it, I agree. The facts have no color. Facts are facts. Whoever the aggressor was the most wrong, or the aggressors. It just ended poorly for one of the aggressors. That don't make it right for Mr. Anthony. All I'm saying is this: if he's found guilty, and Hitter was right, his premise is right. It's going to cause more of a racial divide, especially with who was in office, especially with this dude,
Well,
because you're gonna.
well,
I'm not saying you're gonna cause a bigger divide.
see,
It's just
yeah,
gonna be
see,
it's gonna be more magnified. But at the end of the day, I gotta wait for the facts too. If he's found not guilty or guilty, that's the way it works. If he's I'm a hate it if he's found guilty, but if he's found not guilty, I'm not gonna be mad at it because you have to look at all the facts. Let's just wait for the facts and go
right,
from there. Was he wrong to have a knife? That stands to
yeah.
reason. But at the same time, they were wrong for assaulting his boy. So every action has
No,
an
no,
equal and
no,
opposite
no,
reaction.
no,
It
no.
just does, bro.
It don't stand the reasons, Stephen.
It really does. It really
It
does,
does not.
Pressure.
No, it does not. No, it's
Pressure,
not.
that's
No,
your
it does not.
opinion. That's your opinion.
Let me tell you why, Stephen.
But I'm not going to agree with your opinion. You can talk, but I'm still not going to
I
agree
know.
with
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. The school handbook said they should have no knife on school property at any time. So he was wrong when he left home with the knife in his bag.
you. I have to see that handbook.
He was wrong.
I have to see that
I
handbook.
go look, Stephen. I send it to you. I drop it off to you.
Big
It's a
pressure.
hand. It's the student code of conduct of Frisco Independent School District.
Big
Yeah.
pressure. I'm pretty sure that same handbook has something in there about bullying as well.
Yes, and that's the thing. That's the thing now. The first thing that was done wrong was leaving home with the knife. The second thing of that day, now I'm gonna say for that day that this happened, when he left home with the knife in his bag. Now the bullying could have been going on before that day, but if it, you know, that's gotta be reported. But from what I'm hearing, both families said them kids didn't know each other. It was just one of them situations where
Right.
they may have known of each other, but it wasn't like they had no prior issues. Both families saying this.
I'm thinking it
I
was school beef. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
School beef and with a splash of racism.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and competitive uh to testosterone competitive nature of boys. All right.
Hmm.
Football, if you ever been around a group of football and boys teams and did any kind of coaching or been just a dad on the sideline, you know how it get a little bit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I
So
get
everybody know who everybody is, and sometimes, yeah, some people let the best of they size get the best of them.
right. And just like I was saying, I'm gonna let you go, Steve. For a second. My son is in sports, and they have the internet. We didn't have the internet when I was playing sports, so they beef online. They throw us jabs and barbs at each other. But when you beefing online and you got one school that's 50, damn near 50% to predominantly black, and you got another school that's predominantly white, you know how that's going to end when they hit the internet and throw their little slugs at each other. So I'm thinking that this might have prompted him to bring a knife. Was it right? No. Is the internet trolling right? No. Is um standing in this boy face and telling him to get out their tent? They was in they within
Yes.
the realm of law right for telling him to get out the tent, but I mean ethically, man, he trying to get out the rain. So I don't know. It's a lot of twists and turns with this case, and it's very convoluted at this point. We'll get a little bit clarity as things go forward and they actually go to trial. Frisco, Texas, I'm not optimistic about Carmelo Anthony coming out victorious, but we got to see. Steven, you got something to say, bro?
And yeah, and pressure. I hear what you're saying about the competitive nature, but if you're a football player, why not go at it with another football player? Don't go at it with a guy 7 inches shorter and 70 pounds heavier. I mean, lighter than you. That just proves that what people say is true. Like he's 5'7", 130, 140 pounds, man. I mean, come on. Like I'm 6'7", 240
Man, he
or
supposed to
235.
walk away. He supposed to
But
walk away.
it's
He
easy to
supposed
say
to walk away or
pressure,
fight.
pressure,
A
pressure.
fight and a
It's
walk
pressure,
away,
pressure,
man.
pressure. It's easy to
Period.
say that. You're not
Y'all
him
be
though.
teaching y'all kids wrong,
How
man.
do you
Be
know what I
teaching y'all
teach my
kids the
daughter? How do
wrong
you know what
crap.
I teach my daughter?
I'm just saying, in that situation, bro, it's not that serious.
Pressure.
Like for real. If
Pressure.
you in a tent
Just
and
because I
they come
disagree.
at you like
Pressure.
that,
Just because I disagree with you don't mean I'm wrong, bro.
you
You
don't
getting
supposed
emotional
to
there,
go to
bro.
no weapon. Even if you got that weapon in the bag, you don't supposed to go to it.
Pressure. You mad because
I'm
we don't
just
agree with
saying.
you, bro. You mad because we
No,
don't agree with you. You
I'm
are
just
because
saying,
you said we don't teach
I'm
our
not
kids. You don't
mad.
know what
I'm
I.
not
You don't know what
mad.
I. No, you don't
I'm
know what
not
me or Hitter.
mad. All I'm
Pressure.
saying is that bad
Pressure.
teaching
You don't
for
know what
kids.
we teach our kids.
You
Pressure.
can't
You
teach
don't
your
know that.
kids
You
that.
don't. How do you know what I
I'm
teach my
just saying.
daughter?
Now
How do you know?
it's okay to be in defense of that
Pressure.
if
How do
your
you know what I
child
teach
fall in
my
that
daughter?
situation. I'm
Pressure.
not.
How do you know what I teach
I
my
don't really
daughter?
care. I don't really care. I'm sorry. I
But
don't
why'd you
care
bring it up
what you
then?
teach your. I
Why'd you
didn't
bring
say
it up
you.
then?
I
You
didn't say
said
you
y'all. You
specifically.
literally
I said
Hitter.
you cannot teach your
Hitter.
kids
Didn't he
that.
say y'all? Didn't he say y'all Hitter?
I said yes, yes. I said
But
y'all
you just
cannot
said you
teach
didn't
our
say
kids.
it.
But I'm just saying, I'm not telling you what you teach your kids. I'm just talking about the conversation we having.
I don't think
You cannot be
you don't know
teaching
what
your
you're saying,
kids
Hitter.
that.
Hitter. How do you know what I
You can
teach my daughter?
all right, if you don't teach her that, that's cool, Steven. That's cool.
So why bring it? Why would you say that
I
then?
hope you don't. I hope you don't teach your child that. because that's the wrong thing to teach any child. It's the wrong message to send to any child that that's okay to
Pressure,
take a
you
knife
would
to a school
who
function.
told
That's the
pressure,
wrong
pressure?
thing to do.
I never said it was
Number
right. I
one,
never
and
said
then
it was
if you
right.
take it, you definitely don't need to use it.
Pressure,
Like
none of us
God
said it was
dang,
right, bro. You just
he
getting
may
mad
have
for
left it in
nothing.
his bag. I'm just
Pressure,
saying.
none of
I'm
us
just saying.
said it was right. You just yelling for nothing because we don't agree with you. That's emotional, bro.
No, I'm
Calm
not
down.
emotional. And even if I am, even if you could say I'm a little emotional, you damn right I may be emotional about kids because I got kids in schools and I don't think no weapons should be in schools, period.
Nobody
I
agreed
don't
with
care
the fact
who
that it
brought it.
should be pressure. We didn't
All
say it
right,
should be.
okay. All right. So in the sense of you getting into a fight, you walk away from that situation or you pick one and beat the shit out of it.
How is a
That's what
five
you
foot
do in that
seven,
situation.
130 pound guy gonna
Man,
beat up a
look,
6'2",
man, look.
200? Come on, man.
Miss Steve, how tall are you? How tall are
6'7".
you?
I'm 6'7".
Man, I pick you and work you over the best of my ability at my side.
That
All
wouldn't. You
right.
wouldn't last 2 seconds. Pressure.
I probably wouldn't. But I won't pick in a school at a school. Even if your daughter on the team and my daughter on the team, me and you get to fight, I won't pick up my gun. I may have it on me, but I would not use that in that situation.
I would hope not.
And
I
I
wouldn't
just
use mine either.
because number one, you know people are there that's gonna break up a fight. You're
Right.
not gonna 90% of the time you're not gonna die. All right, you're not gonna die in that
Right.
situation.
Right. Right.
So you can't. I wouldn't do. Yeah, man, you just gonna have to fight. It just is
Pressure.
what it
You.
is,
It
big or
wouldn't. It
not.
wouldn't. It wouldn't
You
turn out
in
well
here,
for you, pressure.
you in here. One of y'all got to get it. One of y'all gonna get these hands. I may can't beat both of you, but
Hey,
one of you gonna get these
I
hands.
don't. I don't think you whoop me. Hey, I don't know about here. I know you can't whoop me, bro. I'm just telling you that now. So I mean, you might have take it to God. Just pray about it, because I mean, but it's all love, man. I ain't got no issue with you, man. I just me and you disagree on
Yeah,
Instagram because you a CMG
you a
fan.
big
So
dude. You're a big dude, Stephen.
yeah, I
You
mean,
gave me
you
your
see, yeah,
size and weight.
you know,
I'm definitely gonna be looking for something to pick up and knock your big ass out. I swear I am.
yeah, man.
But
No,
it won't be a weapon I brought. It won't be a
yeah,
weapon I brought or a weapon. It would cause I think even if he would have picked up a chair and cracked one of them boys across the head, it wouldn't look as bad as the weapon you brought from home. If you get
I
what I'm
agree.
saying. Like,
I agree. I agree.
it would have been
We
like,
can
man,
agree
it
to
was a
disagree.
bang bang
Yeah,
situation. It
yeah.
was a bang bang. He hit me and he was so big, I was so scared that I picked up the chair and I hit him. I didn't try to kill him. But when you go to a weapon that you brought from home and do that is bad. Cause we don't even want to make it okay because if you make they kids scared now, they kids coming to school with everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You're right. But,
So let's get back to this video and see
yeah.
what he got to say.
In this black demographic. And so we're all aware of this. Everybody's aware of this. Nobody's more aware of this than black people. Really, they don't like to talk about it. Of course, anybody on the left doesn't like to talk about it. They like to change the subject to something else. Like, why is this happening? Is this nature or nurture? We need, I don't know, more education, whatever it is that they want to talk about. But none of that is helpful in the moment. And it's not just things like murder. And it's not just particular cities or regions. I mean, this is a graph from Chicago, robberies in place of murders. And it shows here the two bars here on the top, the black percentage of the population, roughly 30%, and the black rate of commission of robberies, 90%. And the reverse ratio is true for every other demographic in Chicago. So we're all aware of this stuff. We all aware it's a problem. And, trying to deal with root causes doesn't help in the crisis of the moment. When your house is aflame, you need the fire department to put out the fire. How the fire started is something that's determined at a later date. It's not the question you're asking when the flames are shooting out of the windows. So it doesn't really matter what the root causes of all this are when we're talking about a specific event of violence. But it must also be said that these generalized statistics are irrelevant to any particular event of violence, because they're not describing everybody in the demographic. They're describing a generality of the demographic. Not every young black man is a murderer or a robber. The vast majority are not. So we need to distinguish between this very real, generalized societal problem of a very high rate of violence among black young men generally. But when we're dealing with a particular act, and whether or not that might be murder or self-defense, as we are here, the general data don't apply. You have to evaluate the individual individually. Obviously, I'm aware of all these generalized crime statistics. They don't play a role in my legal analysis of this particular case. I approach this case like I approach every case, with an open mind. I look to the law. I look to the facts. Now, the facts here are scarce, so we don't have much to work with, but at least, again, as I said at the beginning, we can ask the right questions, and the right questions are important. Now, it doesn't help, of course, that because of these commonly known racial crime statistics, that the entire thing becomes hyper-politicized. And of course, we have a corrupt media, right? So the corrupt media does things like this. It does things like this. It racializes all of this in an extremely biased manner. So the top news story involves the case of Ralph Yarl. Ralph Yarl was a young black man who approached a home, knocked on the door. He thought he was there to hear. First choice, first option is only Black Lives Matter. 3% of you picked that. I don't know who these 2 or 3% of you who always pick that first answer. Someday, I suppose, we'll meet in person and you can explain yourselves. The killing was self-defense. Even a smaller percentage chose that, less than 3%. And Austin Metcalf was murdered, 94%, by far the more popular choice. And we have much the same results on our YouTube poll, if anything, even more extreme. Only Black Lives Matter, again, 2%. Metcalf was murdered, 98%. Nobody picked self-defense. Now, there is a hypothetical set of circumstances where this stabbing could have been self-defense. It's important for all of us to acknowledge that we were not there. I was not there. I didn't see what happened. You were not there. You didn't see what happened. You have no personal knowledge of the event. We've heard essentially testimony from the twin brother who described the circumstances. That's evidence, but people might argue the evidence is biased. And in fact, let me play a video of the brother sharing his perception of the events. Let me pull that up. So this is a large chunk of the evidence that we do have is this, and similar statements he's made elsewhere. This.
And just to be totally honest, that 2% that said only Black Lives Matter, you can guarantee your bottom dollar that's somebody, a white troll. And we're just going to keep it 100. We already know. We don't move like that. It's just more shit to steer the narrative, but let's get to this.
The person on the right, of course, is the brother of Austin Metcalf, pictured upper left, the victim of this stabbing. And there's Marcella Anthony in the lower left of the photo. So let's go ahead and listen to what the twin brother has to say.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Also grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So
all right. So I'm going to stop there because it's understandably emotional stuff after that. I want to stick with the facts that are shared about the confrontation here. So I'll just rewind it a little bit.
Aggressive and to our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Also grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see.
Okay, so what are we hearing here? We're hearing that Marcella Anthony was sitting in this tent, not his school. I believe also a relevant factor here could be that it was raining out, so people were seeking to get into the tent. You know what that's like. It would have been crowded under there. Space would have been at a premium. Presumably, Marcella Anthony has his own tent from his own team. These two were from different high schools, different teams at this track meet. And Austin Metcalf asked him to move, to make space for the people whose tent this was. And Marcella Anthony became confrontational, is what we're
Carmelo. I'm not sure why he keeps saying Marcelo, but
Hearing described here, make me move. Does that sound like a invitation to mutual combat? Does that sound like provocation? Maybe provocation with intent. We'll get to more of that in a moment on the part of Marcella Anthony. Then we're hearing that Austin Metcalf didn't touch Marcella Anthony, but touched his backpack to move his backpack out from under the tent, presumably, and that's when he got stabbed. Those are facts in evidence. You may contest how credible they are because they're coming from the victim's twin brother, but nevertheless, they are facts in evidence that we have to work with. Now, there is a lot of misinformation also being promulgated. Some of it is just pure nonsense. Let me share some of that. So we have to be very careful about what we hear on the media about this. You have to look for corroboration, authenticity, provenance. Where is this information coming from? Here's a tweet, a post on X about this. Someone trying to spin supposed evidence that's favorable to the narrative of self-defense. I'll blow this up a little bit so we can see it better, but I'm not going to read all this text because it turns out to be utter nonsense. But it describes a very different scenario. It describes a scenario in which Austin Metcalf puts his hands on Carmelo Anthony, breaks his phone, becomes physical, is the physical violent aggressor in this confrontation. Well, that would certainly sound more like self-defense, wouldn't it? Not a lock, of course, because it's hard to see the deadly force here that would justify Marcella Anthony going to a knife. But we don't have to worry about the details of this because it turns out, supposedly, this was posted by the chief of police of the relevant police department, the Frisco Police Department. Except it wasn't. It's all nonsense. It was totally fabricated. The Frisco PD, the actual official account, posted they're aware of a post from a fake account on social media purporting to belong to Chief David Shilson. This post is not from an official source. And
that's crazy. See, this is the type of shit that I hate with these type of cases, man. It's always, you know what I'm saying? It's always some far left or far right bullshit that comes into the mix and skews the whole narrative. And yeah, I get what Divine Black Rose is saying. I'm trying to see, is he setting people up to spin them or what is actually going on? Balaraj, what's up with it, bro?
Hitter, did you hear what he said? He said, because his brother said, I didn't really see. So he's taking his brother's word as Bible and like the facts, but I'm like, no, the facts were, I'm not even saying it's fake police report. His brother said, I didn't really see, but was speaking in absolutes. You can't do that. That ain't going to work in court.
Yeah, well, let me tell you. See, the whole thing of it is the brother is probably the star witness of what happened, right? And it may be some more people, like you heard the other black dude came out and said that his daughters were down there in the tent with him. So why is your daughter's witnesses too? See, if you got enough witnesses, and this is the reason why I used to not like cameras, but I like cameras now, because sometimes cameras will tell a story that only can be told through you seeing how everything transpired. But if you got enough witnesses of people saying, hey, this what happened, then that's probably what happened. That's the reason why I say I reserve the right for everybody thinking that maybe it's some evidence being suppressed. But based on what we know right now, and based on what even Carmelo Anthony said, now it's a twist to that too, but I'm gonna leave that one alone right now. But based on what he said, can be, you know what I'm saying, utilized. So what is the real facts of what happened? You know what I'm saying? Maybe is that even Carmelo knife? You can think about all this stuff, but obviously he said he did what he did. So I don't know. See two things you got to teach your kids. If they do something like that, shut up, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing else. Until I get there, until I get you a lawyer there, until don't say shit else. Because certain things you can say after the crime can be used against you. Or certain things you say during or before can be used against you. So yeah, at some point, yeah, I'm raising my son to be a lawyer, not have to buy him one.
I got you. Salute the Baller Raj for the cash app. I appreciate you, bro. Much love. J Rel says it comes down to that knife, in my opinion. I agree. It's gonna be hard to get around that knife. Yeah. And the way things are today, somebody definitely got a video. You're right. Absolutely right. Um, yeah, they definitely use them on each other. First thing people do today is pull out their phone. Absolutely. We're gonna hang in there with this dude to see where he going with this. But
He's
he
slanted. He's slanted, man. He's got his mind made up already. Here.
yeah, he does. We're gonna give him a couple of more minutes and we'll go on.
May contain information that is false. I think we have to presume that the information is false. And of course, because the event is racially energized, because disparate races were involved, we have a lot of people on X posting more nonsense. More nonsense. They tried to jump him. The twin brothers tried to jump Marcella Anthony. I don't even know what that means. I guess they're trying to say they tried to beat up Marcella Anthony, and that was supposed to be a justification for Marcella Anthony.
I've had enough. I've had enough. At the point when
He
you don't
called it the wrong name, first of all.
yes,
So I look at that as like you definitely ain't did your real homework.
nah. And the
You know what I'm
fact
saying? So
you don't know what the hell
now, but he
crazy.
raises a lot of the questions. He raises a lot of questions and make a lot of people think. But at the end of the day, I think that what we're dealing with is the facts that can be proven and where the facts at right now. If any of that is true, all three boys are wrong.
Well, we
You know
we
what I'm
we
saying?
already come to that conclusion, Big Pressure. You keep saying that. We know they
Yeah,
wrong. All three of them wrong.
right. So
We
so
done that.
yeah, so at this point, I think that you know however and like I said, it's gonna come down to who knifed that was. Who knifed that was. If that
Right.
was Carmelo Anthony knife and he brought that knife from home, he did wrong. He did wrong.
Mm. So yeah, I'm not going. Yeah,
Go ahead, Steve.
no, I'm good. I'm go. You go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Big pressure. So let me ask you a question. So let's just say hypothetically, the facts come out. They were assault. Now your stance is he brought the knife from home. So yes, he had a knife. If they can prove it was his, I don't think that's gonna hold in court because it's like it's a knife. So I don't think they care where he got it from. The fact that it was used is the issue. So if it can be proven that he was being assaulted and he gave clear warnings multiple times before he used a knife, what do you think that's called? What law is that called?
Um
It's called self defense,
I,
right?
well, see, this the thing, man. This is the thing. You got weapon free zones and schools and school functions are some of these zones.
So if a cop is there with a weapon, is he going against the law?
No, no, it's people that's authorized to have weapons in weapon free zone.
So it's
It's
weapon
people that's
free for
authorized.
everybody who's not law enforcement.
Well, no, cause now they have passed laws to allow certain teachers that is qualified to be able to because of certain things that's been going on. We
Right.
got to pay attention. You see what I'm saying? We got to pay attention. So, but the fact of that being there, and that's a weapon in a weapon-free zone. Who weapon really is it? And we just got to know that too. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but
If that, if that,
I don't think they care who's weapon. And K Dizzle, you said
yeah,
that
yes
multiple
they do.
times.
Yes they do. Yes
He
they
could.
do.
He could. I mean, you
Yes
said.
they do.
Hold
Cause
on,
if
first.
the weapon wasn't there, then the weapon couldn't have been used.
Right. No, I'm agreeing with you. But K Dizzle, you say if he brought the knife from home, it was premeditated. No, that doesn't work in court. He wasn't looking to stab and kill
No,
anybody.
it cannot be premeditated just because he brought it from
Right.
him.
That doesn't
That
make
cannot be.
that's not going
Yeah,
to hold
that
up in
can't
court.
happen.
Like you can't.
Yes, that
You
can't
said that
happen.
multiple times. Like it doesn't make sense.
I didn't say. I said
No, I'm
it.
talking to K Dizzle. K Dizzle, not
Oh,
you.
okay, nah. Okay, I know I ain't say that.
Right.
A weapon, just because he had the weapon in his bag, it can't be used as
Right. Like I
premeditated.
got two guns. I have guns in my vehicle. If I go in the store and somebody's robbing it, and I protect people in the store, that don't mean I went to kill somebody. I'm protected. I just had the guns with me. It's not premeditated because I have the weapon. That doesn't make sense. Then why bring it?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean he was in a place where he wasn't familiar. So it's like you having weapons. Nobody can tell you not to have weapons. If I go to Memphis, I'm gonna have my guns. Period. If I go to parts of Alabama, I'm in Birmingham. If I go to Midfield, like Hidden or Fairfield, guess what? In Bessemer, I'm gonna have my blickies because I'm
Right.
not from there. You gotta know. You gotta be from here to know certain places. You gotta have a weapon. So you got weapons. I'm pretty sure you do.
So
So
just say you from Garland. This kid is from Garland, and I'm gonna just put it into Alabama terms. We from Birmingham. I graduated from Parker High School. Okay, if Parker High School is to have an event at let's just say Coleman High School, uh,
I ain't coming. I know that much.
you understand what I'm saying? Walker
Right.
County. Yeah,
Right.
you might take some up there to defend yourself because that is the climate.
Right.
Frisco, Texas, that climate screams
Yep.
racism.
Yep.
If that
It
makes
it
sense.
it, it, it also screams money too, and
That's
it screams, yeah. You know what I'm
but
saying? Like it definitely.
a
I
lot of
don't think none of these kids. I know no hood kids.
a
They
lot
both had good grades. They both had, man, 3.7,
of
4.0.
let me say
Man,
this.
they both had good grades, bro.
Let me say this, bro. A lot of places scream money, but shit, money and racism go hand in hand in some instances.
Absolutely.
All I'm saying is it wasn't no hood. It ain't no hood environment, and I'm gonna tell you like real talk. Like I definitely think Carmelo could have definitely handled one of them brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Oh,
see,
don't
that's what I'm saying. Like I want my son in this situation. I want my son to work one over unless they got a weapon on him.
so
You see what I'm
so
saying? Now if they had a weapon on him and he could fight that weapon out their hand and grab that weapon and use it against them, you see what I'm saying? Now that's different.
No, I don't.
That could be something different. But
No.
I don't teach him to go to school with a weapon because he's scared or fearful. If that's the case, he need to let me know and we gonna relocate. We gonna get you in another school district. We gonna do a lot of things can be done if you let me know.
Pressure.
Or me myself, you know what I'm saying? Now me myself, it's a whole lot of, it's a wide range of things can be done if my son they're scared to go to a school event in our community. But I'm just gonna say,
okay.
Pressure.
and I know everybody don't live in this community, but we talking about Frisco, Texas now.
I get it, fam. Fam, we got a spot down here called Mountain Brook.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you, the streets are clean. It is highfalutin. Is the 1% of everybody in the state of Alabama, the richest of the rich.
Yep.
But you best to believe if you walk into any establishment, they're gonna look you up and down, and their nose gonna touch the sun.
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about, fam. And they kids ain't seasoned, so they
Yep.
kids gonna talk like what they hear in the houses when they parents watching the news. And when that type of stuff gets out, you like, well, shit, we going over here. Yeah, I might need to. I might need to take some reinforcements. It happens, fam.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know it do happen because it happen every day in the hood. It happen every day with black on black every day. The same thing happen every day. Some kid in the hood that they're striving to get out, but he getting bullied, he getting picked on. He may not even want to join the game. He may want to just say You know what I'm saying? I want to be free. I don't want to join no gang. I don't want to pick that side on that. And he had to go pick up a gun and go to school with. And then when he get into a fight, some shit happen. It's still wrong. It's still wrong.
But pressure. Here's the thing with Carmelo. It's been said. If you do your research, the kid was not a confrontational kid. He was a little dude. He wasn't. He never been in trouble. You understand? Every black person ain't from the hood, and there are some from the hood
I'm not
who
saying
still
he
like
ain't from the hood or none of
no
that. I'm not
pressure.
saying that.
You're
I'm not.
not let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you said earlier. You said it twice that he could have done this to one of them. He's not a confrontational child. He's never
All
gotten in any trouble. So no, he couldn't. That's not his mo.
right.
You saw he grabbed the knife, right? So his
Yes.
hands ain't the first thing he's thinking about. He's thinking about fully protecting himself with a weapon. Because if he didn't, he would have been like, "I'm gonna put hands on these dudes." But that's not who he is.
All right. I'm gonna lay off of him until I know who his daddy is and what his daddy is in his life. Cause I haven't heard much about that. And
Right.
I'm gonna really fall back on the young brother until I find out who his daddy is and who his daddy is and how much he involved in his life. Cause I think
Man,
that matters too.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, before we go any further, man, get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. And if you can, donate to the channel, fam. Simple and
I said,
plain.
close them doors. Ushers,
Man, here
close the
you go,
doors.
man.
I don't like locked
No,
doors
we
around
ain't
here.
doing that
They make
here.
me
We ain't doing
crazy and
that
shit.
Close the doors.
I was locked up and said, pass the wire. Pass the wire. I don't want no grilled cheese. No, Leroy. I'm bilingual. There's a difference. No more locked doors. Gracias.
Close the doors. We all gonna leave together.
here.
All right, now. Yes. So yeah, donate to the channel and hit the like button. Show some love. For real, for real.
It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. You doing this game, money? Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbity dabbity, nigga.
Anyway, so bruh, them, the jury is still out on this. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of people taking sides. And until we get more information, we can't really formulate an opinion. All we can do is really speculate on who Carmelo Anthony was, who this little Metcalf dude was, and who his brother was, who his brother is. You know what I'm saying? I fully expect his brother to paint a slanted picture because that's his brother. If they did come at him aggressive, he's not gonna mention that. He's gonna say what he said. He said that they told him to move, and he came at them aggressive. So I mean, the devil is in the details, and we just don't have the details yet, man. We just don't have the details yet. But I feel where you coming from, Big Pressure. He shouldn't have brought the knife. He absolutely shouldn't have brought the knife. That complicates everything.
Hmm.
And for a kid,
Even if that's true, but this is what we know is fact right now. We working on what we know is fact right now. What they telling us is fact. It may be something come out that could change this whole thing around. But I think that you know, um, if it's true, cause and it's obvious he didn't. Yeah, he didn't know how to process. He made bad decisions because even just you know. It's just one of them situations where if you smart enough to not to do all that, then you smart enough to walk away. Some situations is not meant to fight right there. You meant to gather information. Some shit you just
yeah, you
I
speak,
see what's going on.
you speaking
You
from
know.
40-year-old perspective, man.
Right.
And
Yeah, I know. That's why I say we talking about kids and they don't make best decisions in
they,
situations. And when they got a weapon on them, it's real.
they do not de-escalate.
Yeah.
They come for the smoke. Even the ones that can't handle the smoke, they gonna walk toward the smoke because of the simple fact they don't want to get called out by their peers. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's what we dealing with right here. Schmitty G, what's going on with it? And I just hate it for him because um, this could be a situation where his whole life could be brought to a screeching halt, and having that trial in Frisco, Texas, with Frisco residents, it's gonna be real tough to walk out of there after they give a decision.
Yeah, and even if he get off, it's just that's not an easy thing to live with, deal with, have to. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing. This is not nothing that we should be sort of, so one way or another about. I think that this one of these situations where we just gotta say, man, right and wrong and wrong. I mean, if the facts, find where the facts at, and then just say right and wrong.
Hey,
Right.
Press, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten into a fight that you could have walked away from?
Only when I was a kid.
Right.
Only
Just
when
like
I
this
was a
situation,
kid.
right?
Yeah, only when I was a kid I got into a fight that I couldn't walk away from. And
How old were you?
yeah, man, I fought all the way through my childhood. I mean, I fought probably every 2 years in high school, somewhere around the 3 years. I averaged about I'm gonna tell you, my real average probably about every 4 years I would get suspended for fight.
High school was only
Average.
4 years.
Huh?
High
No,
school.
I'm talking about elementary, 4 years through the
Okay.
12.
So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so you basically, so from
I didn't
elementary
fight every day though.
from
No.
6, 10, 14, and 18, basically, you get suspended. So
Well,
ages.
well, well, I probably didn't fight until I got into junior high. So that's probably what, about 12, 13. That's when the
Okay.
fight started. So from junior high all the way through high school.
So
Yeah.
you got in the fight. You got in the fight every year, or you just got suspended every 4 years?
I got suspended probably I say average probably. Well, in high school, if I really look at it, yeah, probably about every 3 years. I was very aggressive growing up. I was very aggressive.
Okay, so
I
you got
couldn't
suspended
stand.
once.
I couldn't stand. Yeah, you said something about my mama, I was going in your face.
Right. Okay. So you understand the situation,
Yeah,
right?
yes. I definitely understand the tension of being aggressive. Like I said, and I play sports too. Yes, the only place that I wouldn't go in your face at probably was on the field because I know the referees and the coaches and everybody watching. So I couldn't do it. So I had to take that aggression out between the whistles.
Right.
But yes, I went in your face if you said that or anywhere else in any other setting. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them situations, but I grew past it. At some point now, it ain't too much nobody can say that even rattle me, especially if you're not in my face.
You
But
had
if
to
you're in my
grow.
face, that's different.
You had to grow to that.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't. I mean, honestly, we got grown people still making these mistakes. So we cannot even, it's just an impulsive decision that people make when they got a weapon involved, and a weapon shouldn't be in school.
Okay. I hear. I just wanted to ask you that, so I wanted you to put yourself in a 16, 17-year-old like mindset. Like, okay, now I hear what you're saying. I'm 44. You're how old?
I'm 43. I'm
Okay,
right there
so
behind.
right, so we're speaking from as 40-some-year-olds, but these are 17-year-olds. When I was 17, I was fighting too. So I just
That's the
want you to
reason
hear
why a
yourself.
weapon. That's the reason why a weapon should not be in school, and I'm not okay with whoever brought their weapon on that school ground. I'm
Right.
not
No, I'm
okay
not
with it.
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I want you to hear what you're saying because now you did. That's why I asked you that question. You said there were fights you were in that you could have walked away from, but when it comes to him, you're holding him to a different standard than you yourself held for yourself. That's not fair, right?
And just like I told the chat earlier, before we even pulled up the content, when I was in 8th grade, they were jacking niggas for the starters and the bomber jackets, whatever. And my partner, he got robbed and beat for his New York Giants starter. The next day, I'm in school with a kitchen knife in my math book.
Man,
Yeah,
you're gonna divide and subtract that.
Yeah.
man.
And see that's the time. And somebody would have tried you. You would have stabbed them that day, right?
They did try me. Now I didn't tell the rest of the story. They did try me. They
Okay.
came back because it was so sweet. My little homeboy, he was like rainwater. He was a little, he was a nice kid. So When they came back, they thought they were gonna find some sweet, but they found me. They was coming across as I was. We were coming toward each other. We were coming across a field that we used to play football on in the back of the school. Now they hopped the gate and was coming, and I was going towards them. I pulled a knife out, long ass knife, put a blick out and started shooting.
See,
8th grade, man, I hit the ground.
see, that's what I'm saying. No weapon should be on school ground. Period.
Man,
They were just coming for a coat. You pull out a knife, they start shooting.
well, you don't know what the hell I had to go through, all the finesse and I had to do with my mama to get that jacket. You're not taking my jacket. I almost died behind that jacket. Hey, you talking about?
Hey, what team was it, Hitter? What team was it?
Man, you ain't gonna believe it. It was Notre Dame Fighting Irish. If I could go back, I would have never bought that jacket. But it was,
He's a Notre Dame.
you know, and it was a starter jacket. So I'm like, shit, I'd
But
be damn.
everybody had the Charlotte Hornets back, and it was Charlotte Hornets or 49ers or Raiders. You had a Notre Dame.
Notre Dame jacket. I'm a big boy. Hell, you got to get what you can fit. Yeah.
Man, no, I grew up in the country in Mississippi. Only thing I seen was Notre Dame football growing up. I ain't even gonna lie. Like we seen Notre Dame games on NBC every Sunday. I mean every Saturday. But
Fam,
now you get to see everything.
I got that John out of I forget the name of the store, but it was in Brookwood Village. Man, them folks started jacking for them jackets, bro. Man, I be damn. Me and bro became cool after that. That's the crazy part. But he took a shot at me.
Dang, bro. But Notre Dame ball. Now, starters were, hey, back in the day, boy, 92 through, when Will Smith and them used to do them, no, not Jazzy Jeff, my bad. When they used to do the commercials, man, everybody had starters. They wore it in the summertime and the winter. We couldn't afford them.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, bro. 130, 150 with tax, you're not finna take my bomber, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I came out with that knife. I'm thinking I'm Crocodile Dundee or somebody. And like he up that blick and I dropped to the ground.
You were Michael Myers, he was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Dang, bro. Yeah, man.
Bro,
Dang,
he let he let 2 shots go and everybody on the playground scattered. But yeah, that was some real shit. That was some real shit, bro. Well, I went back in the gym. They calling the police. I done threw the knife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the girls loved me that day. I was a little hero.
Hey, you was a hero because you got shot at.
I was a hero because I got shot at, didn't get hit. Yes, boy.
Yeah. You was a hero because you got shot at and didn't get hit. Yeah. That's some hood shit.
And I'm taking off my partner. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the man. I wouldn't have never did that dumb shit. I never did that dumb shit if I had my adult mind, fam. But that's the type of situations that kids get caught up in, not thinking, and just going off.
I hit her now. Um you said your mama she went hard to get you that jacket, right?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to ask ourselves in a lot of these situations, man. You know what pops was it? Because I think that boys without pops in their life or male figures, they typically do turn to the street.
Right. Well, I came out of single parent household. This young man, I think his dad. I'm not sure. Because it's too early in the game for me. But I think his dad made a statement, but I'm not sure. I can't stamp that, so I can't go there. We got to see what's going on with his situation.
Yeah.
He did, and they put his I think his parents are married, if I'm not mistaken. But they put out so the address got leaked online. All this now they've been giving death threats and stuff like. But I believe his parents are still married. If I'm not, I could be wrong, but I think they are.
Yeah, And honestly, they very well could be, and they could very well be quiet for a good reason. Because when you got a good defense attorney, it's best not to speak out in these situations.
Right. And
I'm telling you,
before anybody go there, Centennial is not a bad school. Centennial is a pretty good school.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All these schools in Frisco, this was like a Frisco district. This the Frisco Independent District track meet where all the schools in Frisco get together and they run against each other. Now, they don't go to the same schools, but they probably rivalries, and then if they play against each other, it's tension. But them two schools, what I could look back and see, they didn't play against each other in football last year.
Right.
So it wasn't like maybe they was two different districts. They played in 2A, 3A. But when you run track or something like that, you typically run against everybody. You know what I'm saying? But in other sports, you may, if you a bigger school, you may not play a smaller school.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna say this
I
and I'm
don't
gonna drop
know.
down. I'm just gonna wait for the facts. And it's gonna cause more divide. But even if it whatever happens, I'm gonna accept the facts as they are. Forget that racial stuff, color stuff. Hit a great topic, great panel. But it's like some people ain't gonna accept the truth regardless. I am. I'm just going to.
Yeah,
'Cause that's how, I'm a logical person. That's not only
yeah,
this case.
but
That's,
you don't accept the truth on a lot though, Steve.
but I know you ain't like what. Here it come. I know what you're going. I know what you're saying. Go ahead, Preston, because we follow each other on IG. Like what? Go ahead.
You don't accept the truth on a lot.
Like what? I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
just
Like just say it.
Yeah. What? Got it not going to prison.
Yeah, yeah. That's because he a CMG, but he be like, man,
No,
how
no,
you?
no, no,
Yes,
no, no.
yes.
No, I'm not saying. You ain't never heard me say that. Number one,
You follow
first
me
of
on
all,
Instagram. You said things on my stories, bro. Yes, you have.
no, I've never said that though,
What
because
you
I
say?
don't know that. But what I'm saying is, it seems like the evidence is pointing toward a person who had a problem with a person, and yeah, like even if we go back through the history.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was rapper beef. But then when a person said certain things about a person got upset, and the
So Jup,
person
you putting
started
it all
doing
on Jup.
stuff.
You putting it all on
I
Jup.
mean, I mean that's what the evidence look like.
Well,
I ain't blaming
now
it
the
on
evidence
him.
that
I ain't
we
blaming shit on
no, but
nobody.
see,
But
here's the
we talk
thing.
about evidence. So you see
Okay,
what I'm
I
saying?
got
If
one
we
question.
want
I'm
to
gonna
talk
drop.
about evidence,
Preston, I got one question. I'm gonna drop down. What did Hagerman say first? CMG or Jup?
man, look,
What? No. Answer my question. What did he say first? CMG or Jup?
he said,
CMG or Jup?
see, I mean, he said CMG.
Okay. Have a good night. All right, Hitter. I'm out, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, he said CMG first, but he said that he also said that you know I don't think nobody. I think it's still under investigation.
yeah.
So at the same time, when you talk about one thing, you got to talk about another. Everything is under investigation, so you don't know just like I don't. But
Right.
all thing we can say is what we know is factual, actual. And
Hmm.
if this is what they giving us as facts, this is all we got to use. You can think what you want to think. I'm thinking based on the fact. They giving us salute though, Hilda.
Man, salute to you, fam. That's big pressure, man. Big pressure ain't been up here in a minute, man. I appreciate him and bringing his input on this topic, which is a very lightning rod topic. Um, Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. It's gonna be crazy, fam. It's gonna be crazy to see how everything shakes out as they present the evidence and how the internet is gonna play a factor in everything because people are already shaping narratives. They backing into their corners. They taking sides. I just hope that what I'm saying. This is the last violence that we get out of this because every so often we get one of these topics, man. One of these lightning rod topics that encourage people to come out and protest and cross state lines and make their presence known. And y'all know how things can get out of hand when people want to make their voice heard. You know, we've seen it in Charleston, South Carolina. We've seen it in um, the little city outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Just a lot of racial unrest. We've seen it in Kenosha, Wisconsin. You know, and we don't need that. We don't need that. Our leadership is already shaky right now. You know what I'm saying? And we are already at odds. This only ramps it up more so. His parents probably taught him what we teach ours: make it home, whatever it takes. No, that's facts. That's facts. Edward Potts, salute to you, big homie. Appreciate you tapping in and checking with us, fam. So, um, Edward Potts just walked in the door, so I know we at 50 likes. Thank you, Edward. Edward came in the door and hit the like button. I've been begging and pleading for folk to hit that like button, and folk been holding their nuts, so to speak, on the like button. But I appreciate you for coming in there and smashing that like button, bro. So this is the part of the live stream where I'm gonna let y'all pick the next topic. Now, if y'all want to continue to rock out, we can rock out. Y'all select the topic, I will research it and react to it. If not, we can all go and do something else. Y'all let me know. But salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody that's been rocking with us for the last 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to continue, we can continue. If not, we can reconvene on tomorrow sometime. Y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about. Yeah. And y'all know how I bring it. Y'all give me a topic, I'll pull up content, we'll react to it, and we will get a whole discussion going. So that's what I'm on. Divine Black Rose, K Dog, Edward, Schmitty, Baller Raj, ball in y'all court, man. Y'all let me know something. Yeah, fam. But it's crazy the way people galvanize around stuff like this. This is a tragedy, to be honest. Um, it's a tragedy, and the way that people are reacting to this and taking sides and basically um, making it into something of a totally different, a horse of a different color. Yeah, I hate that. Play devil's advocate. If the roles were reversed, how would you feel about Chadwick with a blade? Yeah, I would be if the roles were reversed and Austin Mack had the blade, it would be I would say it would be, I would take the same approach. I think I would take the same approach because the situation. Whew, let me see how I can formulate this. I would have to take the same approach. We have to get all the facts before we go forward. You said Cadarius Davis. Yeah, I'm totally reacting to that on the on the spur of the moment. I never heard of that name. So tell me something about Cadarius Davis. Mm. Oh, I did hear about this. I heard about this earlier tonight. Um, yeah, I heard about this earlier tonight, but didn't know who this was. So yeah, good pick, Divine Black Rose. We can do that. Right now, we going to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and shout out to the homie for shaking back and coming back to YouTube. None other than Hood Educated.
If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you. Here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Look like bro played for Southern Baton Rouge. Man, this is crazy. So what they're saying about this guy is that he assaulted his girlfriend on camera. The old Ray Rice attitude. You know how that turned out for Ray Rice, you know. I think the last footage we actually saw Ray Rice was in that elevator, putting hands on his significant other. That was pretty much the death sentence for Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens.
That is one of the coldest. I'm talking about that is one of the coldest wide receivers in college football today.
Yeah. He got some hella fire highlights. Remind me of Cadarius Lacey for LSU. If y'all know Cadarius Lacey was reckless driving and unalived the man. Perfect timing, right before the NFL Combine, right before pro days at LSU, and basically shipwrecked his NFL football dreams. Similar circumstances. And yes, shout out to Hood Educated. If y'all know, Hood Educated basically took some time off from YouTube due to health concerns, and another smaller YouTuber came on his platform and told everybody that Hood Educated was no longer with us, and said that he was going to be producing footage of Hood Educated's funeral. And if you wanted to see it, you needed to buy a membership to his channel. Now, I asked for donations and I asked people to become members. But fam, that is outlandish and just sick, you know, and Hood Educated exposed it and threatened to take dude channel. I don't know if he did or not. Dude gave a halfway apology and lied in the apology. So I just want to give y'all that background.
Without a question, without any doubt, this boy right here was headed to the NFL draft. He was on his way to be signing with any team in the NFL and collecting them multi-million-dollar checks because he that raw. But as it stands right now today, instead of him joining the NFL, he's sitting in the county jail right now being somebody's celly. And you might say, well, why Hood Educated? I mean, if you're not up on the story, you might wonder, well, what's going on with this brother? Why is he in the... What happened? This brother right here, one of those brothers who can't control his emotions. One of them brothers that like putting his hands on women is caught flat out red-handed on candy camera beating his girlfriend, or excuse me, his ex-girlfriend, and choking her out, almost killing her. Do you hear what I'm saying? choking this woman out, almost killing her. In the beginning of the video, you see her walking, holding her stomach. She walked one way, and then I guess she seen him and she tried to, get away from him. Then you see him coming behind her. Next thing you know, you just see her body up in the air as he grabs her, picks her up. Now this sister right here probably ain't no more than 120 pounds soaking wet with concrete boots on. I'm talking about she that little.
Fam, I cannot understand for the life of me why these dudes put their hands on females, fam. Your future bright as hell. Why are you putting your hands on a female in a violent manner if she did anything to betray your trust or say she didn't want to be with you? Guess what? In the next 60 days, you have all the potential to be a millionaire and get 10 more at your beckoning call. But you are so emotional that whatever she did to you, you cannot forgive it. And you put hands on her. Man, my mom always told me, family, if you gotta hit a girl, you leave a girl. I don't care what the circumstances are. If you gotta hit them, leave them. And I stand on that to this day. And that's what I teach my son.
But he grabs her, picks her up. She fighting though, like she kicking, she yelling, she trying to elbow him, She doing anything that she can do to get this dirt bag up off her. Nah, she doing too much yelling. She doing too much screaming. She doing too much fighting. So what Quay Davis do, grabs her by the throat, y'all. Chokes this woman until she passes out. And when I seen it, it looked to me that he was trying to kill her. And when she passed out and urinated on herself, he believed in his mind, I killed her. And the reason why I say that, because in the video, after he choked her and she passed out, he just threw her body down on the cold concrete and just walked away like it was nothing. He did not, once she passed out and he later pushed her down on the ground, threw her on the ground, he did not render no aid. No, oh my God, hold on, I done messed up. Wait a minute. Let me give her mouth to mouth. She might not be breathing. Let me pump her chest, Let me, oh, come on, baby, hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Anything. He didn't get on the phone, call 911. Hey, somebody, we need some help. Hey, something happened. I accidentally, whatever the case may be. He didn't do none of that. That's what caused me to believe that I think that he believed that he killed her. She urinated on herself while he was choking her. That right there is a sign of, people dying. Sometimes, the bowels get loose. They urinate on themselves and stuff like that once they transition. And so the way he did it, walked away like, I killed her, I'm gone. I believe that boy should have been charged with first-degree attempted murder, because that's what it looked like.
What you know about AI and Ty Lue? Salute the Divine Black Rose, man. That's crazy. This is sick, y'all. I ain't gonna even hold you. This is sick to have somebody do this to a female and show the lack of compassion that Quay Davis showed. Yeah, it's probably going to be about 10 years carved out this young man's life. We got to see.
But it gets colder than that, though. Because y'all might say, well, hood educated, explain to us, why did all this happen? All this girl did was break up with this boy.
Dang.
That's it. on the phone, hey, look, check this out. It's not going well. I just can't do this anymore. All she did was break up with him in her own home. And that caused him to drive forever far he drove to her house, kick the door down. Yeah, this boy right here done lost his mind. Kicked her door down, went in there and started beating on her. Hitting her with his fist multiple times. All because she ain't want to be with him. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, he done.
Niggas like this need to be locked away. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? My mama used to tell me this. Don't love me to death. Love is good, but don't love me to death. Hell no. That's crazy, fam. And you threw it all away. You come across niggas like this that be on some, we ain't through till I say we through. Females, ladies, if y'all ever be in a relationship with a nigga that say we ain't through till I say we through, you better run. I'm just saying.
Tricked himself off. Like I said before, all the millions and generational wealth he was gonna have for his family and all. Oh no, you can kiss that goodbye. Because this is not his first time putting his hands on the woman.
Right.
In 2021, according to reports, they are saying that he beat up his child's mother. Beat her up so bad, put her in the hospital. And the child's mother, I guess, reached out to, what's the sister name? Joanna Monet, his ex-girlfriend, reached out to her and said, hey, this dude right here is a woman beater. And so, Joanna, she asked him about it, like, hey, the word is, you beat on your child's mother. And he lied and lied and lied. And then finally confessed and said, yeah, you know what, it did happen. And right then and there, Joanna, you should have been like, I gotta go. If you would beat your child's mother, I don't even have a child by you. I don't stand a chance. This is your child's mother. You done put her in the hospital. I ain't even got your child. I don't stand a chance with you whenever you get mad. But she said the red flags kept popping up. Red flags. And she did what anybody do. Okay, well, I'm finna break it off. But like I told y'all in the last video, you can't just break up with woman beaters. They just don't, it's not that easy. Because when you breaking up with a woman beater, you taking away their power. You taking away their control. And they get pleasure out of that power and control. So you taking away too much. And the only way that they can get you to submit to their will is to beat you.
And that's nothing but a coward. That's a coward at the very heart of the situation. Niggas got to put their hands on a female, fam. These the type of niggas that will duck a fade with a dude. You know what I'm saying? But to go full-blown fisticuffs with a female. I don't give a damn you're an athlete or not. You put your hands on these females, you a coward, fam. It ain't no place in society for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all women are angels, but at the point where you gotta beat one, find another one. Find another one, fam. You're an athlete in prime condition, handsome dude, young, finna be rich. I don't know how rich you're gonna be because at when you enter the NFL, they go through your history with a fine-tooth comb, so they'd have found out about your ex being beat. So that'd have been a strike against you, but you was finna be good. Now you finna be a convict. This is attempted murder. What are we talking about?
Pump that fear up in you. Had you scared and terrified. That's the only way that they can keep you. That's the only tool that they have. But see, in this case right here, them cameras, yeah. Good old technology, y'all. Them cameras caught that boy red-handed. Not only that, her neighbors down there, they probably heard her yelling and stuff like that. That boy right there cooked. It's over with for him. His career down the drain. All that practicing, training, you know, being about to go into the NFL draft, all that, you kiss all that goodbye, because this boy right here got charged with 2 felonies. One of them a first-degree burglary. The boy looking at anything for that burglary, 1 to 30 years. That's just for the burglary.
Damn. This nigga out of here.
Then he got domestic abuse by strangulation. He looking at 1 to 5 years for that right there. So ain't no way around this right here. Even if he get out right now and say, hey, look, check this out. I'm sorry. Here go this much money right here. Please don't come to court on me. I got my career. You know, once I get a multi-million-dollar check, I'll pay you. You know, just say, no, because they got you on camera. They don't even really need her right now. No, we got this camera footage. We got the statement that she gave. We got all this evidence. We got her door kicked down. We got her medical records. We got her clothes where she urinated in. We got, you know, strangulation marks around her neck, bruises. This is evidence. We really don't even need her, but if she come and testify, that's icing on the cake. So it ain't no way around this for this boy right here. It's over with. He's done.
He stewed turkey tails. This nigga cooked. Fam, I just watched the video. And he choked her to sleep and walked back upstairs like ain't nothing happened. Ooh, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
And that's what he deserved. Because here it is. You are on your way to success. And just because a woman break up with you, you do all this madness. You finna be in the NFL, fool. What's wrong with you? She broke up with you. Hey, okay, baby, cool. It's all right. That's cool. I'm finna be on the field, running down the field, catching these footballs. I'm a wide receiver. I'm finna be taking care of business. I'll find me another one. Might not be you. Might be better than you. Might not be better than you. But I'll find me another woman. They ain't.
Damn. He choked the shit out this girl, bruh. And threw her lifeless body on the ground, fam. I mean, she started going limp way before he threw her to the ground. Oh, this nigga finna get put up under the jail. Get ready. Get ready. It spreads and group showers from now on. Your ass is done.
Ain't stop making women when they made you. You don't want me no more for whatever reason. All right, cool. I go find somebody that do want me. It's just that simple. But now, what did we learn from this? From this whole ordeal right here? Because, you know, I'm an advocate of, you know, breaking up with the guy, but, you know, don't tell him why you in his face and all that. She did it right. She had her own crib and called and said, I mean, you know, he called her, whatever, and said, hey, look, it's over with. I'm done. That wasn't enough. So this is what I suggest. When you know you dealing with one of those woman beaters, or you dealing with somebody that's emotionally unstable, when you about to break up with him, I suggest that you be at a police station when you do that. Have it on speakerphone. in front of a lieutenant or a sergeant or somebody like that. Go to the police station, give them the whole plate, let them know the whole lowdown. Hey, look, dude is like this. He been beating on women, this, that, and other. I think he might beat on me, woo, woo. I just want to break up with him in front of y'all so y'all can hear if he get to threatening me or talking crazy. Then y'all can get on the phone and say, hey, check this out. This is Lieutenant Brand.
So, squad, I'm gonna get to you like this. I don't think that I don't think that she broke up with him from the comfort of her own home, because per the video, it looks like that he and her were in their pajamas. How they get outside, I have no idea. But they end up outside. They in the apartments. They live upstairs. The video cuts on. I'm assuming somebody put a camera in the window, because the video cuts on while they are arguing. They must have heard arguing. And once they heard the arguing, they start filming. When they started filming, Lord have mercy. Both people are in their pajamas. He chokes her, lifeless, and throws her body to the concrete, picks up his phone, and walks right back upstairs. Yeah. He probably been hitting on women. It's probably more, and that's the thing, baby. They didn't have problems until his ex told his current girlfriend that she got beat. Yeah. Old girl decided to break up with him. What she should have did was got in a different location, which probably wouldn't have mattered, because he looked like the stalker type. If you would do what I just seen on this video, yeah, you would most definitely come and hang out somebody's bushes, climb through their window, and do the same thing. Yeah. With some niggas, you got to skip time. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. You got to get all the way out the way. And like hood educators say, go to the police precinct and break up with that nigga at the police precinct and let them listen to the conversation. You have to do it. You have to do it. Bruh he is damn near a professional athlete. Golly. This is sad, y'all. You know, we making jokes about it, but this is sad.
I heard everything you just said to this lady. We will be arresting you because that's a crime when you threaten somebody. She just want to break up with you. She didn't threaten you. She didn't try to harm you or nothing.
Like Barbie, Lord have mercy. God damn.
Nothing. Get the police involved right off the top. And then, you know, he gonna go do his little jail time. He might bail out or whatever on the threat or something like that. But you shouldn't be at the house. It's sad. I mean, look, I'm sad to say this, but if a woman be to know where you stay at, he gonna put it on the line, and he might risk his whole life, just like this boy just risked his whole career. All over, he can't control his emotions. Once you break up with one of these deranged, lunatic, maniac woman beaters, you gotta go. You gotta relocate. Because if you don't and they know where you stay, they coming. This is a prime example.
I'm gonna tell you, there's a silver lining in every cloud. And the silver lining in this cloud is the fact, one, baby girl did not perish. Two, he did it to her and she did not perish. Because three, if they had waited 45 days and he signed a contract and got into another relationship, money only make a fool a bigger fool. There ain't no telling what he would have did if he had money behind it. This could have been some Ray Caruth type shit. If y'all don't know who Ray Caruth is, just open your books and do your homework. Carolina Panthers. Yeah. This could have been a whole lot worse had he had some money and could, you know what I'm saying, fight. It could be murder. It really could have been murder.
She at her own house. This fool come and broke the door down. Kicked it. Nah,
Well, if he kicked the door down, he a real live idiot because he came in his pajamas, fam. This nigga came in his PJs and did this.
Nah. It's deep when you dealing with these type of guys right here. It's deep. So I suggest that when you dealing with somebody like that, when you break up with them, be at the police station, catch that threat so the police can already be involved. And then that house that you at is, look, I'm sorry, but that house that you at, you can't be there no more because he know where you at. That's sad. The world that we living in today, that's sad that I'm talking about you can't even break up. You can't even break up. Women, let me say this right here. I understand that, you know, when you get into these relationships and stuff like that, you meet a guy, you know, everybody pretending we got this mask on, I'm this nice guy, I'm opening doors and all that type of stuff, I'm pulling your seat. You know, this is all performance right now. I'm trying to impress you. You trying to impress me. We doing all this stuff. Keep your home private. Don't let them know where you stay at. Not until you done did a full, thorough investigation. It's sad. Believe me, it's sad, but this is how it goes. Because you never know who you dealing with. Keep the crib private. Don't just be inviting these fools. Hey, yeah, come to the house. No. Meet me at the hotel or something. You know, motel, whatever. Meet me.
Holiday Inn. Hey, the sad part about it is he done messed it up for anybody that come after him. This girl is damaged, scarred. I hate that. I really hate that. Because she probably was a good girl, but now she gonna have trust issues. She finna be nervous. She probably need to get counseling after this. And say, I bet that baby mama live in a different city. She probably do. Yeah. Man, listen. I know. Listen, when you play football from the age of 5, 6 years old all the way up through the pros, you used to contact. It makes you a warrior. Don't sustain a head injury and shit ain't right up top. That's a horse of a different color. That's something totally different. That's when it gets detrimental.
Me at the Airbnb or something. You can't come to the crib because once they start acting a fool and they don't know where you stay at, then you cool because he don't know where you stay at. All he know is the hotel, motel, the Airbnb, and all that old type of stuff. All that, meet me at my cousin's house. No, Meet me at my mama's house. No, none of that. Keep that private until you understand that this guy right here is okay. This guy right here is safe and I feel comfortable with him enough. I done pushed this button to see how far he gonna go and he didn't go that far. You know, he just act regular. Okay, cool then. This is a man, this is somebody that I want to deal with. All that just inviting people that you just met and stuff like that, just because they got a couple of dollars and all that, you can lose your life.
Real talk. Y'all remember that case we covered on live stream with Buddy that unalived his wife in the 90s? And a pastor pushed for him to get a time cut in his sentence, only for Buddy to get out, marry the pastor's daughter, and then unalive her and her daughters too. Y'all remember that? Well, these niggas, bro, it's in a bloodstream, fam. This is learned behavior, but it's in some of these folk bloodstream, fam.
That man right there, but look, to me, when I watched that video, it looked like he was trying to kill her the way he choked her. Now, I don't know if y'all done seen the video or not. Y'all know I don't post those type of videos on my channel. But if you want to check the video out, you can search the web if you want to find it, or you can hit the link pinned in the comment section. Go get you a membership over there at my Too Raw for YouTube channel. You know, my Hood Educated channel over there, where I show like all type of videos and stuff like that where I can't show over here on YouTube. So go over there and get you a membership, and then, you know, explore that right there, and then check out all the other content. That's if you into that type of stuff. If you're not into that type of stuff, I wouldn't suggest you go over there and get you a membership, because it's a lot of stuff going on over there. But hey, this is the world that we living in, and I suggest that, I mean, we be a little bit more careful than what we would like to be. This is Hood Educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Before I depart, allow me to say this right here to everybody who has donated. When I did my first video, I got your donations. I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
Shout out to Hood Educated. Good to have him back on these YouTube streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Shook back from an illness, and YouTube streets is a better place with him. If a nigga did my sister like that, yeah, best believe it. Best believe it. You best believe it. Fam. Boy, this is crazy. This is crazy work. Man. Bruh had the whole, what is this? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find something. Y'all stay locked in with me. Give me 1 second. Yes, indeed. That's crazy. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Yeah. So, let me say right here. Supposedly they were only dating a month. Oh, this nigga, man. This nigga killer, man. Thank God I ain't never been in that type of relationship. If a nigga start yelling at me or talking wrong, I'm out. You better. You better. Yeah, salute the Hood Educated. Straight out to M-Town. Moved to the other M-Town, Minneapolis. Yes, indeed. But yeah, let's see what the locals got to say about it, fam.
Tonight, a former Southern University football player is in jail tonight, accused of domestic abuse. Cadarius Davis was arrested today in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A woman accusing him of domestic violence posted a video online of what she says was Davis choking her. Southern sent us a statement saying Davis was dismissed from the football team for breaking team rules back in October. He has played at several other universities. Davis is charged with domestic abuse and battery by strangulation and first-degree burglary. Bail is set at $20,000. We are waiting for more details on his arrest from the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office.
Man, that's crazy. Boy, that's crazy. So, listen, this is the thing. He is a troubled player. I don't know if he would have made it to the league, because as we were reacting to Hood Educated, I realized that Quay Davis not only played for Southern, he played for Jackson State. He played for Florida A&M. He been all over the map. Good player, bad attitude, bad character traits. Yeah. So yeah, he probably wouldn't have made it to the league. He probably been in the UFL or something. Yeah, but it's over for him. $2,000 bond, he'll get out. You know what I'm saying? He'll get out. But this ain't gonna end well for him. Yeah, this ain't gonna end well. Yeah, he definitely the problem. He is definitely the problem. And according to this video that I saw, Lord have mercy. Yeah, they play that in court. Your asses. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 2 years ago, he was at Jackson State with Coach Prime. I don't know if he came the year Prime left, but he was there 2 years ago. Um, yeah, he probably missed Prime. He probably missed Prime. Yeah, because Prime been in Colorado 2 years. This was his destiny. You damn right. You damn right. Yeah, Buddy want to be behind bars with the dudes. He ain't studying the hubs. He putting hands and feet on the hubs. He ain't got no love for the females. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You don't want the female, fine. Go. If you want some boy butt, just say that. Just say that. You ain't got to choke the females out. You know what I'm saying? Just go with your move, huh? Yeah, you talking about. Yeah, we don't condone it. None of that. Baby girl got to move. She definitely got to move. Um, and prayers up to her, man. Hopefully that she can, start over fresh. You know, dealing with a dude a month, that's crazy. Yeah, buddy, Ray Ray got him now. They're gonna have him back there smoking K2 and doing some magic tricks. Ah, he want he want them hymns. He want them hymns. You better believe it. Yeah, buddy. That's crazy work, fam. That was a good one, Divine Black Rose. Salute to you for that. Cause I seen it, but I glanced past it. I'm like, yeah, okay, okay. And I saw it right before I came on live. You know what I'm saying? Character and reputation absolutely matter. It absolutely matters. And the fact that, you gotta put your hands on a female to get respect says a lot about who you are as a person. hmm It says a lot about who you are as a person and where you going in life. And in this instance, he going to the Department of Corrections. You bond out. Get ready. But yeah, that's your future. You might watch the draft at home, but by the season start, I fully expect bro to be in custody. Yeah, it's over. Wrap. Well, fam, that's 3 hours we didn't spend on here rocking out. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. I hope y'all did me good on the likes. You know what I'm saying? I've been begging for likes all night. You know what I'm saying? Donations not as much, but I've been begging for the likes. But you know how that go. Y'all gonna hit it or you're not. So I appreciate it. To everybody that donated tonight, I will say I appreciate it. Much love to Chocolate for the $5 dono. Much love to Black Barbie for the $10 super sticker. Much love to By Capricorn for the $2 super sticker. And much love to our newest Wrench Mob member, J Rail, for the $4.99 super sticker, man. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all time over here, man. And I hope that the content was up to par and you know what I'm saying, you had a good experience because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Salute to everybody that was in the chat, you know what I'm saying, giving good feedback. Salute to Balaraj, um, Divine Black Rose, E-Baby, Big Pressure, Alethea, that's my internet boo if y'all ain't know. Pimp Tight, salute to you, big dog. Dub JJ stopped in for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? The Black Barbie, you know what I'm saying? Cypress stopped through to show love. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of y'all. Edward Potts, salute to you. K Dissolve, salute, big homie. I appreciate all of y'all for coming in and adding. My dog Jack stopped through too. Salute to my dog Jack. Much love to you, bro. I thank y'all for coming through, supporting the vision, and for the ones that donated, it means the world. It means the world. For those that hit the like button, it means the world. You know what I'm saying? It puts the video out. It helps us to gain a little traction. Cause we're a small channel. Everybody don't know about Hit Squad TV. Hitting that like button puts us in the algorithm and brings more eyes to the channel. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that love, man. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, this your boy, the Alabama Hitter. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win. Salute to the whole Hit Squad. Number love. I'm gone.